been some stuff going on. Whoop, whoop. There it is. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Whew, there's a whole bunch going on. Who saw that coming? I mean, did I talk about the 33 Club and then the next thing you know, the title of her episode is the 33 Club? Am I not a whisperer? Am I not the whisperer? Am I not? I knew that was a thing to touch on, but I did not connect it the way that Candace did. I was like, I'm just going to make fun of Lindsey Graham because why wouldn't I make fun of Lindsey Graham? I mean, what? Like any chance I can get. I love it. Absolutely. I don't even know why I didn't throw him into that skit with Mickey Mouse. I love doing a Lindsey Graham impression. You know what I mean? Mr. President, can I have $14 trillion, please? Please, can I have $14 trillion? I want to take over China, please, sir. I love it. But I didn't connect it to what I talked about at the beginning, how Candace was revealing what was happening in France. I didn't even, with the Masonic Lodge, I didn't even connect those two. Not at all. You know, I just love talking about Lindsey Graham. So I was like, let's grab hold of it, you know? But anyways, guys, let's jump right in. We have a whole bunch to talk about. We're going to talk about we're going to recap the Candace episode because there was some stuff in there, right? So we're going to definitely talk about the whole thing. This is a brief recap of what happened. Then I'm going to kind of reinforce one thing she was talking about in regards to this weird French Masonic mercenary type situation going on. We're just going to hitman type of situation going on. We're just going to reinforce it there because it sounds crazy when she talks about, oh, like this nation helping this nation helping this nation. But I'm gonna help reinforce that a little bit, I think. Then we're gonna touch on the whole 33 Club once again. I'm gonna help reinforce that thing a little bit because me and Lance did a little bit of digging. I didn't do too much. Didn't want to do too much, but I did a little bit of digging there. There's something very interesting to that whole thing. Something that Candace brought up. We're gonna figuratively, literally dig deeper. Okay, underneath Disney. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to get into when Candace just started talking about Tyler Robinson. And, you know, did he actually confess? Did he sign anything? Who are these people that turned him in? Why is the sheriff resigning? All these are very valid questions. And Candace said this months ago. I mean, I'm sure everybody remembers. She said this months ago. Where she was like, he didn't actually turn himself in. And at the time, it was kind of like, we believe her because she's vetting information. She's going through steps and everything. But it was just literally her against the whole media machine, right? That was basically it. Now, there's a little bit more. Other people, not just parroting what she's saying, but actually going and doing their own research and actually being in the courtrooms, you know? So we're going to touch back on what Billy and Brandy said because it matches up perfectly with what Candace had to say. Then we're going to touch on this, shouldn't say we're going to touch on the sheriff, right? I don't want to get arrested. I'm not going to touch on a sheriff, but we're going to talk about him for sure. And we're going to talk about the whole thing where the Daily Mail discusses the bullet used to off Charlie Kirk did not match the rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson, new court filings claims. We're going to touch on that because that, like the Egyptian planes, like Fort Huachuca, like Barron himself, has started a whole just whirlwind of people screaming, don't believe that whole thing. And then we're going to jump over and talk a little bit about the quartering versus Candace Owens. I found that very, very fun to see. And then we're going to talk about a weird video that Gary just made. Very weird video. Going to analyze that video. And I'm going to reinforce through this video that what is happening with Barron is coordinated. They're doing this purposely. They're trying to draw him in. That is what they're trying to do. I don't care how much you love it. I don't care how much you absolutely love the idea of him getting into spats and whatnot. I don't care. I'm going to show you that this is an actual very coordinated thing and that he needs to be careful around it. That's just me. And then, of course, Blake, Neff, and Barron. And then a video I was just going to play on its own, but instead I'm going to play Fleet's video towards it because Fleet did an incredible job. Let's jump in, guys. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's feeling good. Apparently, there's a new trading card in the mist. Okay. Lisi keeps making trading cards here. Now you got the Candace Owens trading card. Jimmy Dore with his eyes closed. I mean, just perfect, grandpa type thing here. Candace here. I mean, I don't know what's happening with these, but if they turn into anything, get yours quickly. I don't know. I have no idea what's happening with those. But let's just jump right into what Candace was talking about. So, like you guys already know, Candace talked about this in the podcast. She talked about it here. I knew she was going to talk about it on her podcast. Didn't realize to what extent, but this is where she's just saying Freemasons run the French government, founded America. None of this is imagined. It goes back over millennia. Relatedly, Charlie Kirk's passing was ritualistic, and the French Foreign Legion troops were on the ground that day. And happy Monday. That's how she started us off on our Monday. She also talked about, remember when I told you the French government put a hit on me? Remember when I told you Charlie Kirk's passing was a ritual of sorts? This is what France is and always has been. And I will say it again, Brigitte Macron is a dangerous military man. Brigitte Macron's basically Rambo. I think that's what she's trying to say. She's not going to say it in so many words. I got to take the reins there. She's basically Rambo. She's basically Jason Bourne. And Emmanuel is like the love interest. He's like the Bond girl, walks up all nice and, so that's what's really going on. If you're wondering about that pairing, she is Jason Bourne and he is a Bond girl. Very easy for you guys to remember. Very, very simple. Just wanted to simplify that for everybody. But let's get into a little bit of what Candace was talking about and then I'll expand on it.
Psychologically tougher than all of you. I've proven that. So I'm just going to throw it back here to when I told people that the DGSE in Paris was involved and had also put a hit on me. Here that is, which came in November, my old tweet saying that I had a source inside of the French government because I did, that told me that their NG intervention group was involved in the assassination. I said that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade with multi-state involvement. Ha 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 ha, they said. That's so crazy. And yet nobody official denied it. Isn't that weird? Nobody official came out and denied it. Even weirder, I have an open case with Brigitte Macron. Now, if you're going to sue for defamation, the best thing to be doing is to have truth on your side. If Brigitte felt that I was lying about that and I was making that up, well, that'd be a good thing to add to your defamation case, right? No, because then I would have gone to people that are involved in this case and figured out, oh, you're killing for the government. It's interesting. Where else are you doing that? The United States government is not dumb enough when they want to pull off an assassination, you go overseas. You have assassin squads and they rotate and they do things overseas. So maybe France uses American forces, maybe American forces use French forces, Australia, who knows? We saw a lot that day, Australia, Russia, so many countries that were involved. The goal is to make you think that this is all implausible, that Freemasonry is not real, that it's a figment of the past, that people at the top don't kill. They're the number one killers, actually, always have been. And they're lying about everything pertaining to Charlie Kirk's assassination.
So when she talks about those squads and, helping each other and things of that nature, that is, that could be very possible. Now, the reason I say that is because a lot of people don't know about this. It's the Five Eyes, right? So you might ask what the Five Eyes are. Well, the Five Eyes consist of Australia, Canada, New Zealand, UK, and America. Right? So it's an intelligence alliance comprising all those nations I just mentioned. It was formed during the Cold War to facilitate extensive signals in intelligence. Oh, sorry. So it's a signet sharing. It originated in 1946. Then I think, does it say here? Canada joined soon after. First, it was just the UK and America. Canada soon joined after. Australia and New Zealand joined soon after. So what this is they basically, I'll jump over to Lance's info really quick. I just wanted to see this. So intelligence sharing operations among the Five Eyes is highly integrated, okay? Covering signet, human intelligence, cybersecurity, surveillance, through the systems of, I believe that's saying echelon there. The alliance operates without formal headquarters, relying on mutual agreements between the nation agencies such as NSA, GCHQ, that's the UK, SAD, that's Australia, and meets annually through forums like the 5-country, whatever that word is. What is, I don't want to say the word minstrel. Minstrel? Okay. So that's a thing. That's a real thing. Let me jump over to what Lance found for me really quick here. Then how does it start? What does it consist of? That's the main thing I'm interested in here. So what does it actually consist of? If you see here, it's the United States, which is the NSA and the agency, right? UK, that GCHQ, then MI6, MI5. Canada is dyslexic, CSE, CSIS, which is basically their version of the agency. Australia, they got ASD, they got ACIS, which is their version of CSIS, their version of the agency. And then New Zealand has GCSB, and then they have NZSIS. Hey, get more creative. I mean, why is America the most creative there? But that's their version of the agency as well. So when she says, now here's the thing that's not talked about, is that when the US, maybe, allegedly, perhaps, okay, allegedly, maybe, perhaps, they need somebody looked at in America, but they're not really allowed to do it. Well, then they reach out. They have the Five Eyes. They reach out and they say, hey, we're looking into this person. Could be some kind of threat. Could you look into them? And they say, sure. Because, you know, you might think Canada is just over there and it's just filled with a bunch of, you might think whatever you think about Canada, those people over there, they're no slouches. So they're like, an American? We can look into an American for you. And vice versa. Can you look into a Canadian for us? No problem. And it just keeps going like that through all the 5 nations. The things that they can't be seen doing themselves, they will ask one of the other nations to do domestically for them. So for Candace to say that these teams of people exist, and she's talking about maybe America helps France, maybe France helps America, it's not that outlandish of a thing at all. That could easily be a thing that they do all the time. And I wouldn't be surprised at all. Because if you're doing it with intelligence, you're doing it with looking into people, why wouldn't you take it a step further and do it when somebody has to go? Why wouldn't you at least help out? You'd probably, if somebody had to go, quote unquote, you know what I mean? If somebody had to go, then you probably say, okay, well, we need some intel on this person. I can't exactly track this person. I want them to go, but I can't actually see, I have the paper trail be seen on US soil. So somebody else does the tracking, right? Maybe they even come onto American soil. They do a little bit of the tracking. Maybe vice versa. They go on the Canadian soil. Maybe they go on Australian soil. It's really well known that this happens. When it came to Mortal Kombat Ultra, right? That whole thing. Australia was involved. UK was involved. Canada was involved. America was involved. Now, I don't know about New Zealand, but I know those 4 nations were 100% involved. They were all trading information. They were trying to work it out the best they could, each one of them. So I don't know why they wouldn't take it a step further. It's not as crazy as it might sound coming from Candace. It is a very real thing that is done over and over and over again. So just wanted to just bring that up because a lot of people don't know about those 5 eyes. A lot of people don't talk about that. They don't talk about the 5 eyes much. Probably for good reason. I don't know. I'm just making videos here, right? We go on to the next thing here. Where Candace Owens brings up this whole, I didn't realize this. I didn't realize how much this was happening, right? This whole 3-3 thing. Check this out.
Communicating to us, just felt the need to keep saying 33. Take a listen.
And that was about, I think I had it was like 33 minutes before he was killed.
Charlie Kirk was assassinated at UVU in the afternoon. About a 33-hour manhunt ensued.
Bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us.
Oh, you're lying. No way you were praying for 33 hours. You're lying. You're making it up. You made an excuse just to say that number. That's crazy. You weren't praying for 33 hours. What? You're not a Shaolin monk. He might be bald, but he's not a Shaolin monk. Let me tell you something. Not everybody who's bald is a Shaolin monk. I'm bald. I'm not a Shaolin monk. That's not how that works, okay? It's just that we lose hair. It's not that we become these monks, these Buddhist monks on top of mountains amongst the clouds. That's not what actually happens. So he's making that up.
In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie.
Yeah, we get it. 33. Look, it is, in my educated opinion, the most obvious signaling ever, alerting those that are.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now I'm thinking to myself, do I have it? If I do have it, I should show it to you guys. Would you not agree? I have no idea why I'm deciding to show this to you guys, but it's pretty cool, okay? And it's from this guy. He's French, so there's going to be subtitles, okay? But if I do have it, I need to show it to you. I think this is something I wanted to show in the members only group, but it syncs up with what we are talking about right now so well that I feel like I have to show it to you. Do I have it? I do have it. It's an Instagram reel. Does it still exist? Does it still exist? Yes or no? This is the moment of truth. It does. It does. Okay. So this French guy, he noticed something along the same lines in this situation. Do you remember this situation? Right? Those cold officers, I'll call them the cold officers. Those icy boys. Let me just bring this screen down for you because I really want you guys to see this. He makes some very weird connections. Check this out. Again, it's going to be like subtitles. Watch.
Un agent ICE tire 3 balles à 3333 Portland.
Okay. I'm just going to like pause it every time he brings this up. Okay. So this is where the situation actually took place. Okay. Right?
Avenue, au niveau de la 33e.
On the 33rd Street. At the level of the 33rd Street.
Rue. Et il passe devant un tyrannosaure, symbole du tyran. En face, on a le numéro 3330.
The house number that the guy was walking by. 3333. Sorry, 3332. What?
Et le lendemain, à Portland, Oregon, le 33e état,
In the 33rd.
un autre agent tire sur un homme de 33 ans
33-year-old
et une
man.
femme de 32 ans. René a 3 enfants,
3 kids.
15, 12 et 6 ans.
Those 3 numbers together equal 33.
33. L'agent a déjà reçu 33
33 stitches.
points de suture.
33 stitches in his leg, so you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive.
Dans la symbolique maçonnique, 33 marque la renaissance, comme le prénom René en français. Et la scène se situe à quelques blocs de celle de George Floyd, parce que c'est la suite logique. Le choc émotionnel crée les protestations. On descend dans la rue, et le chaos produit sert ensuite à justifier le changement vers un état policier à la Hunger Games. Parce que sans chaos,
So that's he's done like breaking it down, but it's just crazy. That just alone, that little thing that he just broke down. The kids, their ages, 33 stitches. In front of the house, it's 33, 32. The street is 33. It's just, the whole thing is just crazy. But I only show that just because it's fun, but also Candace is talking about it being like one of the biggest signals, and she's 100% right. It's a very big signal. And once you start to realize it, you start to see it everywhere. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty nuts. 33 stitches in the leg. That's odd, you know? Anyway, let's move on. We don't have to focus there, guys. Let's keep going, you know? Also, I should probably give that guy a shout out. This guy's actually great. I've been following this guy for a long time. Reality Revolt. That's his name. This guy needs to translate this stuff into English, because he covers some incredible stuff, some wild connections he makes, and he's all about truth. Like, he's a solid dude. Like, he's like over there in France, he's their truth seeker, that guy. Yeah, and I've been following the account for a long time. Don't speak a word of French. Couldn't tell you anything in French. But yeah, solid videos. But anyway, let's keep going. So she's right. It is a big signal. We keep going. Lindsey Graham, right? I showed you this picture, right? We got Minnie Mouse right there. Yeah, serving some people, right? You got Lindsey Graham right there. Just shoving stuff in his face, you know? Just eating a breakfast that was supposed to go to a kid, you know? He's just that kind of guy. Let's keep going. Candace wanted to shout out Lindsey Graham in the craziest way possible. I didn't even catch this when I first listened to it.
Anyway, I want to do a shout out here to the disgusting Lindsey Graham.
The disgusting Lindsey Graham. Oh, he better hope that doesn't catch on. What? I didn't even catch it the first time. Just want to give a shout out to the disgusting Lindsey Graham.
He was just a traitor. He's treacherous. He's disgusting. And he's also disgusting for going to Disney World. Like, he is the last person that I want to see at Disney World, especially all of the Freemasonic rumors about what happens in the 33 Club. I believe all of the Disney kids. I believe all of them. Yes, Walt Disney was a Freemason. So you should wake up to that. He definitively was a Freemason. And the stories about the 33 Club and what goes on in there, and also the tunnels at Disney, I'm a subscriber to that conspiracy theory. I think it's gross. He had breakfast at Chef Mickey's. He was there for 3 days. He's what is he doing?
There's actually a Chef Mickey. So when I did that little act out, that's real. There's a real Chef Mickey, and he walks up. Oh, how are you? What are you guys looking for? We're looking for something off the menu. We're part of the 33 Club. Oh, right this way, guys. Oh my God, it's a real thing. Would you like some hot dogs? Yes, hot dogs. And pizza? It's a real thing? Oh my God, that's gross. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I didn't make that connection, guys. I'm just making jokes here. That's all. Anyway.
I want nothing to do with Lindsey Graham at Disney World. I don't want Lindsey Graham having access to kids. In fact, typically when we hear about Lindsey Graham and children, wants them blown up in various countries around the world. And he lied about where he was. And so TMZ caught him. He said he only went and stopped by. And then he was there for 3 days. I just want to say Lindsey Graham in general is disgusting. I don't want him anywhere near children. I don't know what is in his blackmail file. But with the way that he speaks and performs, look at him holding like a bubble toy.
I thought this was a fake picture. I really did, you know? Because for me, I thought this was the real picture. I saw this. I was like, that's for sure the real picture. But Candace set me straight. That's not the real picture, apparently. So, yeah, you know, I listen, what can I do? Sometimes I'm wrong, right? I thought this was the picture for sure, right? But it's actually just this. I mean, both are bad, but I mean, yeah. I was going to have fun with the other picture, but sadly, we can't do that. Anyway.
He's just a creep. Everything about this man gives me the ick. If you have any intuition, you have any sense, anything guiding you spiritually, you know that everything is wrong with Lindsey Graham. I just want to say that. It's my personal opinion. We'll be right back after a break.
We need a distraction today, Lindsey. We're going to take some pictures of you, okay? Lindsey like, oh, why do I have to be the distraction? I told everybody I was just passing by. And now you're going to tell them all I was here for 3 days? Come on. Come on, Mick. Mick, come on. We known each other since the island. Go ahead and stand over there with the bubble wand. Take a picture of him, Goofy. What? Mickey's a bad person. Very bad person, you know? Oh my gosh. I want to make a cartoon of that so bad, and you won't believe who's underneath the mask. Okay? When he takes off the head, you won't believe who it is in there. That would be the big reveal of season 1 of whatever this is, you know? Coach's thoughts. But yeah. So when she's talking about this whole thing, here, I'll just leave this here. So when she's talking about this whole thing, she starts talking about all the things swirling around. So there's a lot of rumors of what goes on in this 33 Club because it's weird and it's been going on for a very, very long time. Very long time. Decades. Nobody knows anything about it. They only know the price of memberships, which I showed you guys yesterday. And apparently, one thing that she said was actually true. I wanted to expand on it a little bit. But there is actual tunnels. Revealed 9-acre system of tunnels underneath Disney built in 1971. Okay? That connects every single area of Florida's Walt Disney World and is so large, staff needs golf carts to get around. Now, this is what is said. I'll tell you what is said, okay, versus like what we actually think. I mean, how terrifying are these pictures, right? How terrifying are these pictures? Now, what is said is that this is how the people who wear the, you know, Mickey Mouse and Goofy and they walk around, this is how they get away. They can't walk through the park because they're constantly going to get stopped and they have to be nice and they can't be like, I'm on break, kid. I got to get out of here. They can't do that, all that, right? So they have to be nice and everything like that. So what they do is they duck away into these little, little access points that are hidden. And then they go into these tunnels so they can walk around, so they can leave, so they can switch shifts, so they can take a break, you know, smoke cigarettes, right? For sure, Mickey, the princesses, they smoke cigarettes. They just want to chill out, you know? So that's what's said. Now, what do we think when we hear 9 acres of tunnels? Forget about what they said. What do we think when we hear 9 acres of tunnels? And do we think it just stops at one location of Disney? Or did they do that everywhere? I don't know. You know, Disney World's basically Denver Airport with more stops along the way, more walking. So I'm just saying, we might talk about this on the members a little bit. I might get some research on this. It's wild, though. It's very, very wild. Now, let's end this off with like 2 clips here. This is Tim Dillon talking about people like Lindsey Graham. I love it.
It's terrible.
You think Disney's terrible?
I think it's become terrible.
I kind of agree with that, but I can't quite articulate why.
Well, it's lazy.
Disney's lazy?
It's like, when people take their kids on vacation there, it's like, I understand it, but there's other places to go that are real, that have actual history. You could teach your kids about the country. You could teach them about anything. You could teach them about things that have actually happened. I don't think Disney World is a terrible place to go, but you shouldn't be doing it every year. There's people that go every year. There's people that go without children. There's people that go
without children. Why
yes,
without children?
Because people are sick. I mean, there's this whole, there's this whole group of Disney adults, people that really enjoy Disney World. They meet their wives at Disney World. They meet their husbands at Disney World, and that yet somehow then not per literature. There's a lot of film. It's not all cartoons. It's not all Disney. Not to take anything away from, a lot of the great Disney classics, but it's supposed to be the beginning of your journey and not the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, The Little Mermaid is supposed to start you off, but then you go and find other things. And what's
not Lindsey. Not Lindsey. That's not how Lindsey rolls. I love it. Why does he have this? I mean, the joke I just made about Mickey being like, go over there with the bubble one, that's the only thing that makes sense. What else makes sense? And he's holding other stuff too. Look, he has a handful of something else. Look at that. What's it like? What is going on here? It must be. We need a distraction, Lindsey. We need to win midterms. Come on. Go stand over there. Then he's in the 33 club. Lindsey's here, guys. You're going to dress like Elsa. Lindsey's like, I don't want to dress like Elsa. I didn't come here for this. You know what I came here for. Come on, man. You're going to dress like Elsa. And then you're going to dress like Mama. Oh, you're going to dress like Snow White. They just got Lindsey acting out all sorts of stuff, you know. Well, somebody has to do it, right? Y'all tricked me over here. Y'all said y'all were going to give me $18 billion. What's going on here? What's going on? I thought I was getting $17 billion from y'all. Now I'm sitting here dressed like Elsa. Y'all gonna make me sing the songs? I'll sing the songs. Okay, let's go. You think Bill was the only person pictured in a dress? You think that painting of Bill in a dress is the only thing that happened? What? That's silly. That's more crazy than what I'm saying right now. If you think that. No. Anyway, all this could go away very simply, and somebody pointed this out. This is posted on Candace's show, but I'm pretty sure Alex Stein is saying this when he when I hear this voice.
Hey, Lindsey, why don't you just admit that you're gay, and then people won't blackmail you anymore? Hey, Lindsey, why don't you just admit that you're gay, and then people won't blackmail you anymore?
It's a valid question. It's a very valid question, actually. You know, you can make it all go away. You know, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, allegedly, maybe, perhaps. Can't say any of that's real. It was just fun. It was just fun, guys. We're just having fun. Anyway, there are tunnels under Disney. It is very weird. Every location has a 33 club, and they get to stay there for days at a time. You know, I saw what some of you guys were saying about, you know, what these tunnels are for. And of course, that's what everybody thinks, because how couldn't you possibly think that? Seeing how creepy the whole place is. Again, Disney wasn't made by Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel wasn't like, oh, let's make Disney. It wasn't made. It was made by Walt Disney. Walt Disney was more like, let me tell you what we're going to do here, kid. Huh? We're going to make a big park, and it's going to be Mickey and Goofy. You're going to wear the head. Yeah, like hell you won't. Like hell you won't. Oh, it's going to be big, kid. Oh, yeah. They were making cartoons, and they were just doing acid and making cartoons. What are we talking about here? You guys don't know the stories? You don't know how Anastasia was made? Oh, my gosh. Steve Jobs talks extensively about how Anastasia was made. And it's wild. It's wild when you hear how Anastasia was made. You know, the hippie's been around for a long time, guys. You know, it's not wild. Not wild to think about. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm sidetracking things here. My apologies for all the sidetracking here. Next, we're hearing Candace talk a little bit about this. Now, Candace talks about this, and it links right into something that I played yesterday, right? Oh, we're doing the same thing here. Is this a sign? Why are we doing the same thing? Is this because we're black? Is this what black people do? What's going on here? Anyway, let's keep going.
There's no truth to this, is that Tyler Robinson's dad handed him in, that Tyler Robinson confessed to the crime. And there's not a shred of proof to this. First and foremost, it does not pass the common sense test, okay? Common sense. If I say that I am guilty of something and I turn myself in and I say I did it, the first thing they make you do at any police station is sign a statement. That is your confession. I did this. I am guilty. Sign Tyler Robinson. And then you hand that in, and there we go. We got it. Has anybody watched like the first 48? Anybody used to watch like TLC shows? Get educated. Okay, this is how it goes down at police stations. You're guilty, you sign a statement, and the same would be true, by the way, if his father had handed him in. Okay, that would be a witness statement. You would say, I saw so-and-so, whatever, and this is my statement. None of this has been presented as evidence. Instead, I was going, where did this idea come from that he had signaled that he was guilty? And I thought, was it Sheriff Brooksby? Because I told you that I had a source that was very close to Tyler Robinson's family. And the story goes that Tyler Robinson repeatedly said that he was not guilty, that he was surprised when he was confronted by the family friend, who we know is Mike Mitchell, who used to work for the sheriff's department, but Tyler Robinson knows him because he was his Boy Scouts coach or whatever. I don't know how Boy Scouts work, his Boy Scouts leader or whatever. And so he was the one that said to him, they have your prints on a gun and like, it's going to be easier this way. And he went to his house and said, two options here. They're going to burst through the door. You're going to get the SWAT team. You're going to have guns to the faces of you, your mother, your father, or you're going to go and peacefully see what they have. And he's like, I didn't do it. Those are your options, bud. And that is the reason that Tyler Robinson went to the police station. And miraculously, we have no footage of that day. And I think the reason why they're saying there's no footage is because there's this narrative that he turned himself in and that his father thought he was guilty. It's a lie. It is a lie. Shame on people that are repeating this lie and trying to establish a patsy in this case. I am at the point that with all of the proof that I have, the people that I have spoken to that were intimately involved in this case, I would willfully sit on the defense side and say, this person told me that the feds planted the gun. This person told me that the bomb dogs couldn't find it. How can you sit back and pretend that you are like a friend of Charlie Kirk because you're trying to get a patsy put into prison? Like, you guys are completely monstrous and pretending that you're on the side of morality. Like I said, I have recorded and documented every piece of this case. I have been meticulous about this. There is an overwhelming, they love to use that word, there was an overwhelming amount of evidence that the feds set this kid up as a patsy. Okay? Everyone in the town, all the local sheriff's departments, the SWAT team, they believe that the feds came in and they started lying and they were sending people on wild goose chase and they, said the gun was here and they said it was over there. There was no gun. They didn't want the bomb dogs to go into certain places. Like I said, I am not getting this information from people that do not have the credibility to assert that. That's how I got the pictures inside of the car. Okay, I am speaking to people with firsthand intimate knowledge and they all believe that the feds set this up. So how are there people out there saying otherwise? Why wouldn't I testify for the defense? I want to find Charlie's real killer. I don't want to find some random kid that they're sticking this on. It's not Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson did not do this alone. I feel the opposite of how Erica Kirk felt sitting next to Barry Weiss. With everything I have collected, I feel the exact opposite as Charlie Kirk's wife.
Oh, you guys thought I was muted. Oh, you got tricked. You got tricked. Oh, you didn't see that coming. I got a 1-2. That's a new trick I'm going to be using from now on. You guys are going to think I'm muted all the time. But getting back to what Candace said. I'm so immature. Getting back to what Candace said. Now, what she's saying aligns perfectly with what they're saying. Now, I'm not saying that these Billy and Brandy are her sources at all. It's not what I'm saying. But they have talked also to people who are close. And I want to go straight to the part where they're talking about the 2% thing here. So here.
No, your sweatshirts are cute. Specifically said people your age
don't get any of the truth.
Yeah, you guys are constantly being lied to.
Yeah, and then I asked her, I said, I'm not sure if this is inappropriate to ask, but why haven't you spoken out to people like Candace?
And she didn't even say who's Candace. She knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, she did not look confused. She didn't look taken aback. She knew who I was talking about. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say Candace Owens. I said Candace.
Yeah. And she just basically said, it doesn't matter who you talk to in the media, everything's going to get misconstrued. And she said about 2% of what you guys are hearing in the media about true. Tyler is true.
Yeah.
2%. And so what does that mean? Maybe
it means everything that Candace has been saying. So I just found that very interesting. I'm listening to Candace yesterday, and I remember, covering this whole clip with Billy and Brandy, and I'm just like, oh, So it's like more is aligning. So it's not just Candace yelling this from the rooftops. There's also two ladies who are in the courtroom who are right behind his family, and they're getting similar information, which tells me, if Candace has a source and these girls are so close to the family and the information is sounding the same, I mean, it's not, listen, I'm not saying that there's 100 people who are all close to the family all saying this, but it seems like the people who do have this source or are able to get this close to the case, to the family, seem to have the exact same conclusions going on. So it's very interesting, man. Very interesting. And this all happened right before. I don't even think this article came out when I was making this live, because we were doing this early in the morning like we always do. I don't even think it was out at that time. But then all of a sudden the Daily Mail drops that article, right? And for those of us that watch Barron's show, Barron talked about this last week or even the week before. Like, do you guys remember? Barron talked about this whole thing about the bullet not matching up. Because I remember this whole thing. Because Barron was saying, if I'm the defense, he goes, I'm going to bring this up. And I remember he was like, the bullets don't match. He's like, that's what I'm saying as the defense. I remember he went into this whole thing, right? So Barron keeps us ahead. We're very ahead of the mainstream circuit because of Barron, way ahead of all the people who are now going nuts about this whole thing. But I will go back to where I actually started really quick. I saw Jack Posobiec. He is a good source of the official narrative, if you want to know about the official narrative. So Tyler Robinson's parents and boyfriend will be testifying for the prosecution. Okay, that's very interesting. So we'll see. Alleged Charlie Kirk assassin's defense team reveals who will be called to testify. It's very interesting. Attorneys, let me just read this here. So attorneys for Tyler Robinson, the man accused of offing Charlie Kirk, a conservative icon, have revealed who prosecutors intend to call to the stand and also asked the court to delay preliminary hearings. The filing made by the defense attorneys on Friday states that the prosecution intends to call Tyler's parents and his roommate and romantic partner, Lance Twiggs, to testify at the preliminary hearing. Robinson's defense team is also asking the judge for a minimum 6-month delay for the hearing, which currently is scheduled for May 18th. So they want to push it back, obviously, because now they're in a state where they can kind of, I don't know if they're supposed to do this, but they can kind of be like, hey, you're Tyler's dad. Here's what you're going to say. Maybe it's not ethical, but I would think that's what they're going to do. Like, we have direct access to the people you're talking about calling on, and Lance, I don't know what's going on with Lance. If we don't get to see Lance's actual testimony, if no one gets to see it, he's a spook, obviously, if we don't get to see it and he's just like, all right, everybody leave the room while Lance testifies. It's like, oh, okay, he's an agent, obviously. But we'll see. So that just dropped. But we're moving away from that. Going back to Candace really quick. Is this the part? I think this is the part. Here, listen to this.
Is a problem. And when I went back and looked at what Nate Brooksby said, he was honest in his delivery about how things came together, that Tyler was under pressure. He also, when he gets later on in the story about how he turned himself over, never says that he signed a statement, never says that he said he was guilty, never said that his dad said he was guilty. He said that Mike Mitchell told him his dad recognized him. But we got to talk to Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is now speaking on behalf of Matt Robinson. Did Mike Mitchell sign a statement at the police station? Mike Mitchell is a suspicious individual. We need more information about Mike Mitchell. He was trying to cover him immediately. Didn't want to say his name. No, say his name. He should be sitting trial. We should be able to see him. People should be able to ask him questions. The defense and the offense, right? I mean,
the defense should be asking that guy questions. That should be who they call on to question. Because that's, I don't know who this guy is. We tried looking into him a little bit. If Lance, if you're here, I already asked you to look into that guy. We're not finding much information on the guy, which is very interesting. So if any of you have information, obviously, send it my way. Let me know. Because my first thought about that guy is he sits down with Tyler and says, hey, this is what's going to happen unless you turn yourself in. Here's the weird thing, right? He, according to the sheriff that just resigned, let me see what his name is here. What is his name? Nate Brooksby. So according to him, this guy is a retired Washington sheriff, I believe. Why? I guess, you know, in the pursuit of truth and justice, I don't know. But why is that guy rolling up and saying, hey, you need to turn yourself in? Like, why is that happening? Did Tyler's dad get in contact with him? Is that what the official narrative is? That Tyler's dad was like, hey, retired sheriff that's not from here at all, you know? Or like they said that they had a link through the church, which is like, I've been saying this, and those churchgoers over there get real mad when I say it, but of course there was a connection through the church. The whole thing is connected through it, obviously. I mean, come on. It's ridiculous. But I mean, that guy just rolls up, says, hey, you have to turn yourself in. This is what's going to happen, kind of puts pressure on him. And then he kind of goes, okay, well, I'll check out what's going on. And then they just kind of throw him in cuffs and that's it. I don't know. The whole thing seems weird. Here's what doesn't seem so weird is that he sits down like he's Stacy Sheridan, like he's an expert handler. And he says, do you remember this day? And he hypnotizes him like the movie Get Out. He has like a little cup. He has a little cup and he's just like, ding, ding. And Tyler's like, oh. Next thing you know, he's just like, Erica, memory gets wiped. And they're like, hey, you remember being there, right? He's like, kind of, but I didn't do it. I kind of remember. I was UVU. I mean, I've been there before. I know you have. You remember that staircase? Staircase. I don't know. I don't know. Listen, this is what's going to happen. Okay. They're coming, you know, what sounds weirder? The implanted memories or the guy just rolled up because he kind of knew the family through church and then said, hey, you got to come with me. You got to do it. Come on. And he was like, okay, I didn't do it, but come on. All right. Okay. I'll go with you. Oh, that's weird. It's weird. I'm telling you, it's an odd church. All churches are a little odd. You know, when you really step back and look at what's going on, it's very odd. Sorry for anybody that's a part of it. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, you know the rumors, and if you're not a part of it, you really know what I mean. You know, I'm being charitable here to these guys, trying to be, right? What countries were in Utah the day of Charlie's passing? There were meetings of individuals from certain countries. Utah, yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, you're right. Someone just said that. They just said that there was various meetings, different countries. Yeah, there was. I'm pretty sure I covered it. Pretty sure. Like 5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. But you're right. There were high officials. I think Middle East. I feel like Egypt for sure. And France, definitely. So it was that place in the Middle East. Then Egypt and France. I'm pretty sure there was officials from each one of those places that were meeting within that vicinity, like not far away, not super far away, not 40 miles away, more like 5 miles away, like very odd, which is what would happen because that whole hub area, UVU, I think it's BYU, like all those places, they're known to have a lot of military intelligence type stuff going on there and having former and soon to be operatives around there. And I shouldn't just say operatives and make it sound like that, but like servicemen, right? You know, living their lives, working, you know, making detonators, all sorts of cool things that they do over there. I'm just saying. So right away, Marjorie Taylor Greene, which I find very interesting. I hope she runs for president. If for nothing else, just to give the rest of the GOP a hard time, she just runs for president. I would like to see that. The ATF could not match the bullet to Tyler Robinson's gun. When the news breaks, the sheriff resigns. Yeah, that was the weird thing. The guy just resigns, and he's done now after 30 years. He's been good. He's been really good. NPCs back in the day. We got him. Oh, Oh, and then what? NPCs 2025? Oh, gosh. Oh, well, that's a fitting meme. That's a repost. Aw. Sorry, NPCs. It's rough out there for an NPC. Just kidding. It's just people who have different opinions than we do. It's fine. So yeah, this guy ends up resigning. Who is Michael Mitchell? That's the big thing. I think he's some kind of spook. That's what I think. I think, probably retired. I think he has some kind of connection to, I don't want to say the Bureau, maybe the agency. I think he has some kind of connection to what's going on, more so than just, he just happened to be the guy that the family friend contacted and he brought him in. Because then we would see him. Maybe that's why the footage is gone too. Talking about that guy being a spook. Maybe it's because if we saw him, people would be able to ID him and then they'd realize who he actually is. Maybe it's some of that, Possibly. So yeah, this guy ends up retiring. Doesn't look too trustworthy. That's just my opinion. Then we have this article drop. And then of course, in regular fashion, when you know something's over the target, I mean, you can always use Graham Allen as a nice little compass. This is totally and complete clickbait garbage. Candace Owens is going to have a field day with this, even though she knows this is nothing more than the defense trying to stall for time to start the trial. She won't stop until there's no actual justice for Charlie. He's acting like Candace wrote the article. Relax, bro. Why are you even bringing up Candace? What are you, me? You're just trying to connect Candace to things? Come on. What does this have to do with anything? And, it is a tactic that a defense would use, I would think, if they have the ability. They will stall so they can keep on, building things up. Back when I had friends who were wild and stuff, they would love a stalled trial. They'd be like, oh, this trial got pushed back. They would love that. It'd be great. It got pushed back 6 months. And they used to love it. So he's right in that sense. It is a thing that they're doing, but also it can be true at the same time. It's not like it's not true, right? And what we're talking about not being true is that the bullet doesn't match, right? They can't identify, they cannot link the rifle to the fragment that they found. That is the basic of it. You'll hear a lot of people saying a lot of different things. If Barron says something, he's already said everything on it. I mean, maybe he'll comment on it again because it's like wild news. Maybe he already did. If you have timestamps, please let me know. But yeah, it's very odd. So now this has sparked all these people jumping out. Joey Salads. I didn't even know this guy until like this whole thing happened. He's just like constantly pushing the official narrative. He's like a boring version of Graham Allen. And that's hard to do, The bullet fragmented, leading to inconclusive results when trying to match it to Tyler Robinson's gun. Don't listen to fake news. But that's all anybody's even saying. Nobody's trying to make this into anything it's not. They can't match it to the Mauser. The 98, 93 Mauser, something like that. They can't match it to that. That's all. And that's a pretty big thing. Everybody on the other side, the Graham Allens, the Garys, et cetera, they're all trying to act like that's not really a big deal. But it kind of is. It's a big deal to the defense, and it's probably a really big deal to the prosecution, because the prosecution knows how this is going to look, and they know how it's going to be used, or at least how it should be used by the defense. It's a very big thing, right? And then you couple it with what you've heard Billy and Brandy say, what you've heard Candace Owens say, and it all starts to form this picture like, what really happened here? Did this guy really do this? I don't know. Even little guys like this guy's actually smaller than Ben Shapiro. Would you believe it? He follows me? Wow. Why does he follow me? Well, I'm not following back. If you know this guy, you understand why. Breaking development, Charlie Kirk case. The ATF firearm analyst was unable to match the bullet recovered from Charlie Kirk's body to the Mauser allegedly tied to Tyler Robinson, suspect Tyler Robinson. If the fatal bullet does not link to the supposed weapon, this raises major questions about the prosecution's case. And that's why they're all flipping out. This is like, again, you know, Graham Allen, as much as he claims that he was touched by Jesus and he's a real Christian and that, you know, God came down and said, here's your halo, big guy. Make sure you bring justice for Charlie. Make sure you defend Erica Kirk all the time. And remember, Candace Owens is evil. Oh, and then he just flew back up into the sky. As much as Graham Allen tries to make it seem like that's what's going on, it's just that the prosecution's going to have a problem. He works for the defense. He works for the Department of Defense. It looks so bad. But yeah, the whole thing paints this weird picture of like the people who are pushing for this to be seen as nothing. What we're hearing, Tyler Robinson's family actually thinks about this whole thing. 2% of what you hear is actually the truth. All of that stuff. And I don't doubt Billy and Brandy. They don't seem like the type to go to Utah, or sorry, to go to the courtroom, actually sit there and then just make up a whole story. They just don't seem like the types to me. Other people might disagree with that. That's just me. That's just what I'm thinking here. And then I'll hit you with this last one from Candace. I think it's the last one from Candace.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson?
Oh, that's too fast. That's too fast. It's too fast for all you normies out there. Let me slow it down for you guys.
Murdered your husband? Yes, I do. Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
Evil. She is evil. When I watched that, I went, she's evil. I am so infuriated watching that back because she's lying. She's objectively lying and she's acting. She was told to say that to make people believe that she had access to something that we didn't. Right? It was because of that clip that when I went in to meet with her, I was going, oh, okay, maybe she has something that the public doesn't. I spoke to her, I've been in touch with the lawyers. I've seen the autopsy report. And then I sit down with her 72 hours later and she tells me, and her lawyer confirms to me, that they have nothing more than what the public has seen. In fact, her lawyer went through great lengths to explain to me that it was actually, that's just not the way it works. Of course, they don't have anything more. He explained to me very carefully that it wasn't the right time for them to have any more evidence, that the investigation was just beginning. And so right now, their guys are going out and they're going to look for evidence. And then by May, which is fortunately around the corner, then she'll see what they found. So what the F is that performance? How could you sit up there and say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it? That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what wife, with no more evidence, she's lying, like I said, she told me, I spoke to the lawyer too. He said he didn't know anything more. What wife would not say, I have no idea? I'm looking forward to seeing the evidence as much as anybody else is. Of course, maybe there could be more people out there. What's that? That is her being coached and sent to delude the public into believing that there was more and it wasn't so clear-cut when she knew that it wasn't. Evil. That's evil. And everybody...
That's wild. She's right. She's 100% right. That whole thing with Erica is very, very weird, where she goes into that whole thing. Because why would you? Why would you do that? Why would you say, like, yes, I 100% believe it? Why would you say that? Look, this is her thinking hard. This is not how people look at people when they're just telling the truth, you know? They don't just look down and just start shaking their head all crazy. They usually look you in the eye, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I don't know for sure. Because there are two possibilities, right? It's not just that she's complicit right away. Like, that could be a possibility. Could also be the possibility. I used to talk about this a lot in the beginning of the whole thing, that a lot of people, this is what I thought at first. I was like, a lot of people are pushing so hard for the official narrative because they want the closure. It's like the closure is just right there. It's like, here it is. This is the guy. He gets the penalty. He dies. Closure, justice, everything. That's what we want. We want it right away, as soon as possible. And that's it. That could be what, she's holding on to here. She just wants that closure. This person did it, and that's it, She doesn't want to think that everything that Charlie was telling her. Charlie was telling me all about the Talmud. I hope it has nothing to do with that. Oh, my God. I hope it wasn't all those people threatening Charlie. Oh, my gosh. What if it was those people threatening Charlie? She doesn't want to think that. She's like, I just took millions of dollars from those same people. Oh, it has to be Tyler. It has to be Tyler. All those donors, they left, and then they came right back. Oh, God. Why did they make me CEO? I told them I didn't know how to be CEO of anything. I got kicked out of Romania. I don't know how to do this whole thing. Why did they put me here? Donors are messaging her. You better say something nice about that place in the Middle East. What's your stance on the Middle East? She's just getting these messages all day. Oh, this is why Charlie was so stressed out. Oh, my God. I can't do what Charlie did. Yes, it was Tyler Robinson. 100%. I'm just saying. Who knows what the actual reason is? Could be because she's complicit. Could be because now she's under immense pressure from everything that is surrounding Turning Point, including the inner circle. There's all sorts of things. Could be closure. Could be she's just stone cold. She's just stone cold. She's just like, yep. Lock him up. Don't lock any of us up. Lock him up. Go ahead. Get him. There he is. Yep. Weirdo with the soft jaw. Go ahead and lock him up. We're good. Give him the penalty. Yep. He's putting on sparkles, counting money. How do you put on sparkles and count money at the same time? She's just like, Anyways, guys. But Candace is, it is weird to be like, I know 100% based on what I've seen. And when she was in the Jesse Waters interview, she was talking about how she's been privy to not just what the prosecution was doing, but also to like what the Bureau had as well, which I found really weird. I was like, why would they? That was my question. This is before I was like questioning Erica, but I was like, why would they give her any view of what they had going on at all? It doesn't matter if it's his wife. It's an active investigation. Who knows what his wife will go and do? Right? How do you know his wife's just going to be quiet? Maybe she'll start screaming it from the rooftops. Maybe she'll go nuts. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea. So why are you showing it to her? Seems like it. I'm just trying to dodge those letters, right? I'm trying not to end up like Project Constitution. But, so I just lay it all out, which is actually like a more fair thing to do. You just lay it all out there. But I mean, what does it look like, guys? What does it look like? Let's be honest. What does it look like? Man, I'm telling you right now. My wife does this. Lock her up. Honey, if you're in the chat, if you do this, you're getting locked up. Okay? Make sure of it, Lance. Lock her up. If she does this, if she does what this lady's doing right now, Lance, make sure you talk to my buddy Mike. My buddy Mike's rich. He will handle everything. Lock her up. No ice cream, no nothing. Lock her up if she does this. Okay? Throw away the key. I'm kidding. I love my wife. My wife would never. My wife's really smart, unlike Erica. Not even being insulting. My wife's like really, really smart. Dad helped build the internet. Grandmother was one of the first employees at Apple. She's like super smart, So I'm pretty sure she wouldn't do this. My wife wouldn't be like, whoop, whoop. Let's get into it, guys. I don't think she would do that. I don't think she'd do anything like that. Hi, what's going on? Wearing the Longhorn sweater, you know what I mean? I don't think she would do that. Nah. She doesn't like it like that, She doesn't like being on camera. So, but yeah, the whole thing seems really weird. The whole thing seems really weird, you know? Anyways, what do you guys think? What do you guys think actually happened? You know, it does seem like there's some people that were involved in it that aren't Tyler Robinson and aren't Lance Twiggs and aren't any of those weirdos that they were hanging around with, you know? It does seem, and you know what? It goes right back along with all this. Benny Johnson, I showed it to you guys, where Benny Johnson was talking about the inner circle of Turning Point told him something different than it being Tyler Robinson. They said that early, well, I shouldn't say they said that. Benny Johnson said he was told that. I know that Benny Johnson is friends with Jack. He's friends with Tyler. He's friends with Blake. He was good friends with Charlie. He's friends with Andrew. So why would he say that out of turn? And he never took it down. They didn't correct him and say Benny was wrong. Nothing. So why did they say that at first after Charlie had been gone for like, I think it was maybe a few days when Benny said that at first? Why would they say that at first? And then all of a sudden, you know, Olsen flashed to the Barry Weiss meeting. We have Erica Kirksey being like, I know for sure Tyler Robinson did it. How do you know for sure? The lawyers don't even know for sure. Nobody knows for sure what's going to happen. Weird. The whole thing's weird. We're going to be talking about this for years. Yeah, I always remember that joke that Louis C.K. has. I'm not saying this is like biblical or anything, but Louis C.K. has a joke where he's like, did the people who like made the Bible, like the people who are in the Bible, did they know when something was happening? They were like, this is for sure going to be in the Bible, guys. Like, oh my gosh. Burning bush? Are you for real? This is going to be in the Bible, guys. It's one of those things where you're like, this is going to be talked about for a long time. A long time. Barron's going to be brought up for a long time. Barron's going to be in the history books, boy. Candace, of course, too, right? I'll be in the history books, too, but for other things. For selling out Madison Square Garden, making jokes about Mintz and Brian Harpole. What? That's what I'm going to do. I hope. That'd be great. Anyways, Candace Owens. She reposts this whole thing, this whole article. And again, you know, one person even said that the Daily Mail should be like banned from X for saying this. They're not saying anything that's not actually true. It can't be matched up. Could they be being a little salacious? Bullet that, you know, off to Charlie Kirk did not match the, like, yeah, sure. They're doing the thing that every single news outlet in the world does. Sure. But they're not saying anything that's wrong. They're showing you the court filing. They're showing it to you word for word. They're not taking it and making their own spin on it. So for people who are flipping out about it, they're ridiculous. So right away, Candace Owens, she says, where are all the neocons that have been overwhelmed by the non-existent evidence against Tyler Robinson? You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Hope the money was worth your soul. And then one of those people who literally, I couldn't say for sure, but it seems like it, then says, did you read the article, R-word? The defense is desperate and claiming they don't agree with the way the bullet was matched. The same way almost all bullets are matched to guns. The bullet matches you don't. Like, he is a very odd person because now he's saying something that's literally not true, the quartering. This is not true. He's just saying it matches. Everyone knows that it doesn't match. It's like his friends that are flipping out are all saying the exact opposite of what he's saying. He's just deciding to say this to Candace. It actually does match. No, it doesn't. It's inconclusive. They can't match the fragment they found to the rifle. This is not rocket science here. This guy's very odd. Sometimes I wonder because, you know, as much as people think like, oh man, X, oh, you're owning this guy in debates and this and that. Once it gets to a certain amount, like, well, what's this dude at? You're at 400,000. You're at 400,000. Like, you could easily just be like, someone else run this, automate it. open cloud, like the claw AI program, just run it and just answer these things. This is my voice. Here's 1,500 hours of me talking, answer things in my voice. And that's that. That's 100% possible. But also I think he's dumb enough to do this. Some people love this whole atmosphere. They love being in it. Because I love watching it, but I don't like being in it. No, you illiterate toad. It isn't a defense It isn't a defense claim. It is the ATF that was unable to match the bullet fragment to the rifle, which the defense wants filed as exculpatory evidence. Stick to your "Hey Grok, is this real?" reporting and leave the thinking to us adults. I love it. I love watching Candace in the wild just laying it down on people. It's so good to see. Then, of course, he responds. Candace, I know it's really important to you that people think you're smart, but I would prefer people know what I prefer people know is your history. People should look up the leftist site you used. Like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, this is true. The whole, like, a social autopsy thing. This is 100% true, but what does this have to do with anything? It's because he just lost the argument. It's crazy. He said something that was completely not true. Candace corrects him. She slams him. And then he's like, well, look at this. And then he does do the "Hey Grok" thing. Did Candace Owens have a social autopsy site to find people online when she was a leftist? And Grok is like, yeah, she did. Yeah, we all know this. And Thomas Sowell was a Marxist at one point. I mean, come on, suck it up, big guy. This is crazy. And then he kept on going. He just kept on going. Red pill black, blah, blah, blah. Total fraud. Again, he's just sad that he was wrong. And I really don't think most of these guys are doing any research. I really think most of these guys are not reading anything. They're not opening up the article. They're not doing anything like that. I really do think they're just taking marching orders. I couldn't explain to you how it happens. I couldn't explain to you what it looks like, but I really do think that these guys are just getting some kind of material and they go with it. And I think there's a lot of copy and pasting going on. I think there's a lot of copying something, putting it into ChatGPT and say, hey, put this into my own words or structure this sentence differently. And then they just go with it. I think there's a lot of that going on. A lot. You know? Anyway. That's it with Candace, ladies and gentlemen. Baron enters the chat. Now, Baron enters the chat because Gary enters the chat. This is a very weird video. First off, why does your head look so long, right? We start there. Your beard makes your head look like it's about this long. Hey, you from Easter Island? You okay? Are you from Easter Island? Anyway, so Gary does this video, okay? And it's a very weird video because Gary doesn't make videos like this. Gary makes live stream videos where he's like looking up the whole time. And like, you know, he makes these very, I don't want to say low production, but it's like minimal. It's like minimal just to get the live stream out there, which is understandable. I think that's how you should do it. But all of a sudden he makes this like high quality video and his energy is completely different. It's very odd. Now, I will say we're going to play this first part and then I'm going to jump over to the second part because I'm telling you, there's some weird thing going on. And I think this Andrew Wilson guy, I think he's a part of this whole, if there's like a coordinated team, I think he is one of the recruits. He's actually intelligent. They're like, we need an actual intelligent guy to do a debate. And he's like a debate specialist. That's the guy we need, you know? I think he is a part of it. I've seen him push the official narrative very, very hard. And based on the content that he makes, there's really no reason for him to be doing it. It's kind of weird. So let me just play this for you guys.
So today's episode is about the one lawyer that makes all lawyers look bad. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. Candace Owens, #1 simp, and that is Baron Whisper Campaign Coleman. Now, Baron would probably describe himself as a disinterested party, but I got to tell you, he's made him.
I want you guys to watch very closely. Okay, first off, he's reading something at the side. I don't know why he's looking over there so hard, but he's reading something. I want you to notice all the cuts. Now, again, Gary seems like he's like my age. Maybe he's a little younger. Maybe, right? We don't do the whole Gen Z super cut up type of thing. We don't do that unless we're reading and we have to go over our lines over and over again. Did Gary write these lines himself because he's that outraged by what Barron has been saying? Maybe, but I doubt it very highly. I want you to watch closely how many cuts there are in this video. Just the little parts that I play for you.
Is Barron Whisper Campaign Coleman. Now, Barron would probably describe himself as a disinterested party, but I gotta tell you, he's made himself Candace Owens' personal Baghdad Bob, just out there spreading propaganda left and right, lying, and he's made himself Candace Owens' personal attack dog. He goes after any and everyone that just points out the truth, the fact that Candace Owens has zero evidence of a single material claim. But being her lapdog, he's going to go after anyone and everyone that's just reporting the truth. Now, I've done a lot of research with Barron, and most of you know that he's a lawyer, and he's currently registered with both the Florida and the Tennessee bar. And I have checked, and I got to tell you, all the defamatory claims that he has made against, and accusations that he's made against Erica Kirk, TPUSA, and Andrew Colvett, those violate every single ethical standard of both the Tennessee and the Florida bar. It would be a real shame if he was taken to task and held accountable for his ethical violations, given that he is a lawyer and what he's doing to undermine our own justice system. Now,
that's 6 cuts within 1 minute. 6 cuts within 1 minute. It's very weird. Now, I can tell you, because I do have a background in this, I have a pretty extensive background in this. I never use a teleprompter myself.
With both the Florida and the Tennessee bar. And I have checked, and I got to
now, I've set up teleprompters before. I never use them because it's just not my thing. But I can tell you that we have a teleprompter that can sit here. That's usually what people are used to. That's what most people know about, that there's a teleprompter there. And they look right into the camera, but they're also reading the teleprompter as it goes, and they try to connect with the camera as much as possible while they're reading. There's also something else that people do. And you'll notice this if you watch a lot of political rallies. You'll notice that they have this setup where they have a teleprompter there and a teleprompter there. That way, it looks a little more fluid. And these teleprompters will usually be clear. You'll see the president using them, vice president, all the time. So they can look over here like they're talking to this side of the crowd, but they're really reading a teleprompter. And then they can look over here and look at this side of the crowd. And it gives this air of not reading and also this little air of like connecting with the audience. And that's exactly what he's doing here. There's no reason for him to look over there so much, right? If he's just doing his own thoughts and his own words, wouldn't he just be looking directly into the camera? Right? When I'm talking to you guys, I'm looking at a screen because I literally work this whole thing off of one laptop. I don't have multiple screens. There's no screen over there. I have one screen. It's a 16-inch screen. I'm not all decked out like the rest of these guys are. So I'm looking over here because I'm trying to look at the image, right? I have the image. I have everything that I have working like right here. He has something else going on. Now, I will also add to this. That as he's talking about this whole thing, he is going exactly where I said they were going yesterday when I said Gary and Lisa were talking about it, and she was trying to say people should look into the bar because the thing, because he's a lawyer, right? And it's like violates, or and then Barron cut it off and he's like, well said, which it was. But now Gary's doing the same thing. I brought up to you guys how Jordan Peterson had the exact same experience where a bunch of people said, you know what would be a shame? And then they started doing it and reporting him. And then his license came into question. They're trying to do the exact same thing. It wasn't by coincidence that Lisa brought it up. And it's not by coincidence that Gary's bringing it up right now. They're trying to do that. They're trying to put it into the head of as many people as they possibly can that if you do this, you are looking for justice for Charlie. They're trying to connect justice for Charlie to doing something malicious to Barron. That is what I see happening right now. Because for you to go and make a bunch of reports and say, oh, this violates, and hey, he said this and he said that, that is malicious. If you are going after that, like maybe he doesn't use them anymore. He's a straight up broadcaster now. You know, that's going very well from what I can see. But it is still some kind of intent to make sure something happens to that, to his, I don't know, what do you call it? Bar, legal document, licensing. I don't know what you call it. I have no idea. I'm blessed. I've never had to deal with anything like that. So it is a very weird thing that he's doing. The whole thing is very, very odd.
I tell you, I actually owe Baron Coleman some gratitude because I wanted to prove to everybody that he was a professional propagandist. He has a long history, going back to his time as a government informant. That's right, he was a government informant that as a lawyer unethically went around and intentionally
And the reason that you do those cuts is because when it looks, I used to do this for people. It was my job. I had a company. I was like the SD card guy. I had a whole company. When someone looks like they're reading too much, we go, okay, we'll just splice something in. Whatever they're talking about, we'll just splice in. They won't be on the camera. This is the thing. This is the thing. I don't know if this is what Gary's doing. I'm just pointing out from my experience watching this video what could be going on.
Tried to create a whisper campaign in order to prejudice a jury. Can you imagine? That's crazy. But besides that, I wanted to prove that.
Like, this is not how Gary talks. Could you imagine? That's crazy. But besides that, like, this is not how he talks. Like, he has my energy level right now. Why is his energy like that? What's going on? I'm like this naturally. This seems very forced.
He was a propagandist and he was lying about me and everybody else. And man, Baron Coleman has done yeoman's work to make this easy to prove. He is my #1 guy. As a matter of fact, Baron, I appoint you an honorary member of my harem of
Gary's broads.
But I don't want to put words in Baron's mouth. Let's listen to his lies about me.
This is crazy. He's even trying, and this is what really got me in this whole video. Not even the odd, concerning things that they're trying to do right now, okay, to Baron. Because, you know, I got love for Baron. I think he's incredible. And they're trying to do the Ben Shapiro thing. What Ben Shapiro tried to do to Charlie Kirk, he tried to, you know, cut him off. Ben Shapiro did the same thing to Nick. Tried to cut him off when they're real young in this whole thing. And that's what they're trying to do right now. And it's not that Gary's trying to do it. Someone's trying to, it seems possible that someone's trying to do it through Gary. I shouldn't even say through Gary. Through influencers. If we could call Gary that. Yeah, the whole thing seems very odd. Very, very, very odd. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And like I said at the beginning of this, I don't care what you guys love. I don't care if you love watching people have debates. I don't care if you love that. I care that something could happen. A good man could have something very malicious happen to him. That's what I care about more than anything. The good man I'm talking about is not Gary. It's Baron, obviously. That's what I care about. And that's what I see them trying to do. They're trying to do something to him right now because they have tried this with Candace and she won't sink. So they're like, okay, this guy's not riding her coattails. Although Gary says that he is. You know, you could throw that at me. You can't throw that at Baron. Baron's doing his own stuff. He's really doing his own work. You can see it. You don't put in 10 hours a day into a show to ride Candace's coattails. That's not what's happening here. Her audience overlapped with Baron's because they were like, oh, it's another guy who's going deep into these subjects. Really deep. And giving a whole different perspective from what Candace is giving. Let's keep going.
That was not known. In fact,
so he just plays this whole thing. So basically, this is just Gary. He's saying, oh, I didn't say that this guy wasn't at Fort Huachuca. I've been saying that maybe he was at Fort Huachuca. But his beginning statement was actually him trying to put out the narrative that Mitch Snow was not at Fort Huachuca. Okay, maybe he didn't say those words, but that was the narrative he was trying to put out there. They were trying, as we all remember, they were trying to see, this is the type of video he usually makes. See?
No matter amount of proof, again, we have no proof of any of this.
This is usually what he does. This is so different. It's so different. Like someone has to be working with him. You don't go from not knowing how to do this to all of a sudden overnight you know how to do this. Look at his video with Lisa and how bad it was. All of a sudden overnight, no headphones, nothing, high energy, little fish-eyed lens kind of thing going on, splicing in information. This is very odd. Maybe you did hire somebody. Maybe someone's like, I can help you, Gary. Maybe that happened. I don't know. I can't imagine someone wanting to work with Gary, right? So basically, he's just showing in this whole thing. He's like, hey, I've always said that Mitch could have been at Fort Huachuca, right? And he's like, hey, Barron's lying. Barron lied.
That went through Gary.
The Mitch Snow wasn't at Fort Huachuca. That went through Gary.
Do you see what Baghdad Bob did right there? He proved my entire point about disinformation. He wants to distract you completely away from the fact that Candace Owens didn't provide any evidence of a single material claim. And then what he did, he created a complete new narrative that refocuses your attention on a claim that was never made at all and isn't one of the substantive claims. We don't care if Mitch Snow was there. But I always stated, I believe Mitch Snow was there because that's how disinformation works. And man, Barron, did you prove my point. You went right back to that point that I said, hey, this is what they're going to do. They're going to focus on the non-material claims, and that's exactly what you did. But luckily, you are a man of character and integrity because this is what you said right here.
So this is going to be just Barron saying, hey, I'll always correct the record. I have no problem doing that. This is the main part that I want to get to here so you guys understand what's going on.
I'm going to take you up on it because now that I've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that you have lied for months out there defaming me, claiming that I said something that I didn't and making a whole shtick about it. Oh, look at Gary. Look what he did. I never said those things. So I'm sure at any moment, you're going to issue a statement retracting every bit of that nonsense, and you're going to come out and you're going to come clean with everybody out there. So I'll be waiting right here, waiting for you to retract your entire bullshit statement that you've been pushing around for the last few months. Oh, and you really should debate Andrew Wilson. I'm sure all the lies, all the nonsense that you've been pushing for the last 6 months, riding on the coattails of Candace Owens, I'm sure he won't be able to touch any of that stuff.
Telling you. They're trying to push that to happen because they are trying to ambush him. They're trying to make sure his platform isn't as successful as it is. That's why his stream got taken down the day after he had a conversation with someone online. He had a back and forth with somebody, and then his stream got taken down. Now, all of a sudden, he's being focused on almost more than Candace is. There is something going on. So for everybody who is like, I love it, I just want to see it. This is not Gladiator. This is not the Coliseum. This is a man with a good platform who does good work. Please don't try and goat him into that whole thing. Because it's not just about the debate. Maybe he will win the debate. I don't know. He just shouldn't be rolling around with these guys. I'm telling you. Gary makes a video about me. I'm probably not even going to talk about it. I'm going to be honest. The best thing to do when you have one of the best platforms and you are one of the best investigators on the internet, period, bar none, is to keep being that. Just saying. Just saying. Barron, friend of the show. If you couldn't tell. If you couldn't tell. Yeah, there's something going on, right? So at the end, Gary of all people mentions Andrew Wilson. I told you about Bren yesterday, random Candace hater saying, hey, you should debate Andrew Wilson. Like, how dare you not debate him? You know what you'll be debating. And then you have Andrew Wilson himself saying, simple, we're going to debate this. Actually, we're going to debate this and my position is going to be this and your position is going to be that. And then we'll be snarky to each other. I'm ready for it. Allow me to put on my spectacles. Anyway. Oh man, it's weird. It's weird stuff. But of course, he can do whatever he wants. I just think the whole thing is very, very fugazi, very, very coordinated. Something's going on. Something's going on. I don't want to find out by watching him go through it. I'd rather just see, not even like a retreat. Just keep making videos. Right? And that whole thing that Gary brought up about like, hey, I didn't say this. You've been saying this for months. That's another tactic that he's using. because Barron hasn't been saying this for months. He said it that one time. That's why he had to slow down that 2-second clip of him saying, not at Fort Huachuca, that came through Gary. He wants him to retract that. So he thinks he's going to, because he's trying to build it up into this thing, you've been saying this for months, so you must give this proper long retraction because you've upset my long head. You've upset my long head. The clash of the red hairs is happening. Gary is descendant of a Kandahar giant. Everybody knows that. That's why his head's so long. I answered the question for myself. I was like, why is his head so long out of nowhere? Right? I was asking that question. That's why. He's descendant of a Kandahar giant. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't know that, guys. 5 head. How do you have a full hairline and also a forehead the size of Dan Bongino? How does that? That's weird. He's not even bald. Doesn't even look like he's about to go bald. Has a nice head of hair on him, right? How do you do that? So much head to have so much diversity upon that head, to have so much forehead up until 5 head, and then also the hairline of Dan Bongino. That is very, very skilled. You know what? He's a force to be reckoned with. You know, Baron, if you debate anybody, it should be Gary. He's a real force. Anyway. Oh, man. Anyway. Somebody asked how I know obscure stuff so well. Because I'm always watching. As soon as I'm done, I'm like, oh, what's the next thing? What's going on? Oh, what's going on? I watch 3-hour podcasts at 3 times speed, and I do it all the time. And it's just every day. And I did it before I had a channel. I just do it. And I just retain things. I retain nonsense. Nonsense. My wife sent me a list of things that we're supposed to do tomorrow. I don't know. I read it. I have no idea. But I can tell you all sorts of weird, obscure things. I don't know. My retention has a mind of its own. Okay? It just goes towards things. Right? Couldn't tell you anything about math. Nope. Had a meeting with my accountant. There's a bunch of things I'm supposed to do. I don't know. Who knows? But I can tell you all about Easter Island and Gary and all these little things. I can tell you all about this little stuff. Anyway, Baron, friend of the show, had a back and forth with Blake, in fact. Baron also has his website out. I don't know if you guys know that. The merch has hit, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you guys know. The merch has hit. The high IQ outfit. I have to say, I have, he says there's more designs coming. I have a suggestion for some design. I'm putting it, I have a suggestion. If he's willing to hear it, I have a suggestion of some design he can do. Me and Lance were talking about it last night. And also, hold on, let me just talk about something real when it comes to Baron. I got a beef with you too. I go onto the website and there's no black hoodies. I felt especially attacked because there was no black hoodies. And I was like, oh, so he doesn't like me anymore. That's how I took it. Because if I go onto a site and I want a hoodie and I can't get one in black, I feel like you're coming at me. That's just how I am. I'm deep in my feelings. That was a direct attack. That's him trying to make me wear colors. How dare you? That's the real thing. Forget about this Andrew Wilson thing. Baron and I are going to debate hoodie color. That's the real debate everybody's waiting for. Okay? The benefits of a black hoodie. What are we talking about here? Anyway. Whoever can get that message to Baron, please get it to him ASAP. Felt really upset about that whole thing. Are there 8,000 people in the chat? I know black, nunca, nunca, no black, nunca, nunca, remix. I know black, papi. Nunca, nunca, nunca. Hi. Anyway. But yeah, I want some black hoodies. But I love white. You guys wouldn't know it. I don't wear it on the show, but I love white hoodies. If I'm out and about, I'm going to be in a white hoodie. I really like it. It brings out my skin tone. My wife says I look like I'm glowing when I wear a white hoodie. So can't disappoint the wife, right? So I throw one on quite a bit. Anyways, guys, I don't do it on camera though, because I look like a gallon of milk. I look like a barrel of milk if I wear it. If I wear it on camera, it looks crazy. It looks terrible. I wear it in public, it looks nice. I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Anyways, I like my uniform anyway, you know. Blake says every weird thing the left does makes more sense when you just remember that on a visceral gut level, a very large share of them hate whites and want them gone, even if themselves are white. Interesting. I know what he's saying there. It's very interesting. Barron had something to say to that, though. Barron made sure to jump in there. Barron said, good point, Blake Neff. Now, cover Josh Hammer's version of the same problem. Barron's going hard. Jesus. Barron's going hard. Now, if you don't know, I'll sum it up. That mug there. Look at that mug. So I'll sum it up. Josh Hammer has said the exact same thing about people who are the same color as Blake. So he has directed this same type of sling, this arrow that Blake is firing at the left. Josh Hammer has fired directly at people like him. He said it's inherent to European DNA for them to dislike the eyebrow people, as Barron has coined them. He said it's inherent to their DNA. Not true. Not true at all. I'm not even going to get into it, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not even going to get into it. But some of the nicest people, you know? These American European types. Some of the nicest people in the world. At least to me. I don't know. I've lucked out. I've only found the best of the whites. They're fantastic, I have to say. I've had nothing but good experiences. Just saying, it's true. It's 100% true. My wife is one of the best experiences, for sure. But he says that to Josh, or sorry, to Blake. And then you go down here, Blake actually responds. He goes, hey, Barron. And keep in mind, he has brought up a very good point. Barron's brought up a very good point. He's showing that it's like you view Josh Hammer as an ally. And he has this to say about you look at the left as if it's left versus right. And the left is not an ally to Blake. But then someone you consider an ally, like Josh Hammer, thinks the same thing about you that you're saying about the left. But somehow that's your ally. They're not your ally. That's what Barron's trying to show Blake in this point. Then Blake says this back. Hey, Barron, unlike you, I prefer to pick my fights with the left. What? Since they're the ones constantly trying to destroy civilization. Also, unlike you, Josh never accused people I know of conspiring to off my boss. So that's why? That's why you consider Josh an ally? Let me just, we have to go to what Blake said, because this is exactly what Josh thinks about Blake and people like Blake and people like you, if you're of that persuasion. Very weird. Everything he does, if you remember that they have on a gut, visceral level, a very large share of them hate, something just happened in the house, hate these type of people and want them gone, even if they themselves are white. That's what he said. Somehow, he's saying, hey, I don't think that way of Josh, because unlike you, I pick my fights with the left. So even if Josh is saying these things about you and doesn't feel the same way you do about him, you're still going to consider him an ally because you just want to do the left versus right thing. Do you know what an NPC type of view that is? But I mean, this is coming from Blake. He literally looks like an NPC. He looks like a Wii character. There's literally a Wii character that's bald with glasses, and it looks exactly like Blake from Nintendo Wii. Since they're the ones constantly trying to destroy society, unlike you, Josh has never accused people of conspiring to off my boss. Then Barron comes back hard. Says the left did this. I mean, he hit Blake right where it hurts. I mean, you hit an evangelical. He hit an evangelical right where it hurts. He hit a Turning Point employee right where it hurts the most, right in the Gaza. Hit him right in the Gaza, right? Barron says the left did this, or are you speaking metaphorically of destroying civilization as opposed to actual destroyed civilizations? In case you're confused, the destruction in this image was the result of the actions of the cause. Charlie was left with no choice but to leave. If you're confused, ask Andrew about it. He's the one who felt the thread was relevant to investigate into your boss's death. Damn, Barron hit him where it hurts. Needless to say, this interaction ended. Blake looked at his phone exactly like this. And that interaction was done. So Blake versus Barron. That's Barron 2. That's 2-0. Barron has the 2. Blake has the O there. I mean, what can you say about this whole thing? Now, I'm going to jump into another thing here. I haven't been saying that's the clip, Lance. We got like 5 clips. We'll figure it out. But we got Pure Maves. Lance was up late though. He might be asleep. He was up real late.
Like accusations.
Now, I was going to just play this between Lisa and Didi Got a Podcast. Now, I'm going to say, not cool of Didi to do this. This was unnecessary for Didi to do this type of thing. You don't do this type of thing to someone like this Lisa character. Like, why would you do that to this person? You know? Uncalled for completely, I think. You know, you didn't need to do this to her. But let's jump over here. Let's get a real quick look. Because Fleet redid it. And anytime Fleet redoes something, I'm going to jump over there instead because Fleet did something hilarious with this little clip that I'm about to show you guys. There it is. Beautiful. Bring that on the screen. I mean, Fleet just did this Lisa character so dirty. I mean, what is that in the background? Fleet. I mean, look, I'll move my... What? Fleet. What is this? I mean, she did this lady dirty. I mean, oh my gosh. Let's play the clip, guys.
At the end of the day, you're making a bunch of wild accusations. You're claiming he didn't take the shot, but you can't even give me evidence on who did then.
I'm claiming I do not believe it based on what they told us.
We don't have everything. They haven't even told us everything. That's the problem.
Thank you. I'm about to respond to you with your words. You said we do not have everything. That's why you should reserve.
Because there hasn't been a trial, Didi.
Man, she said this 3 times. I heard you the first time. Hey, Lisa, what I'm saying to you is, because we don't have everything, wait before you say that the man is guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't been proven yet, correct? Has it been proven?
Correct.
Thank you.
But
so why do you believe he's guilty?
We do have a lot of evidence to support. In fact, if you remove 90% of this case, you would still have enough to convict.
Yeah.
Because that's how much evidence they have. We are literally seeing less than 1%, probably less than a 1% of the evidence they have against him.
Mm-hmm.
Again, they have multiple terabytes of information and documentation in this case. Do you understand how much information that is?
So, yes, I do. I'll believe it when I see it, and I'll analyze it when I see it. I just want the truth.
Except right now, you're jumping again. You're putting the cart before the horse, and you're jumping ahead saying that this man is innocent. He couldn't have pulled the trigger, yet you don't even have any of that information. Do you understand how immature that is?
No. Let me tell you my position. You don't get to tell me my position. My position is, based on what they've shown us, based on what they've told us, they lack proof. I don't have enough information to believe that this man did this. That makes sense. That's illogical. I don't have enough
that's
information
not
to believe
logical.
it.
That's extremely illogical when you are looking at less than 1% of the evidence against this man.
I think it's very logical to say, let me see the rest of the evidence before I believe he's guilty. That makes sense.
No, that doesn't make sense. What you're saying is completely illogical. And again, that's not even how cases work. That's not how the legal system works. But at the end of the day, you are making massive leaps that this man is innocent when you don't have all of what's available.
That's not the leap I'm making. Now I'm about to respond. I hope you don't cut me off. My response is not making a massive leap that this man is innocent. I'm making massive leaps that what they provided us, there's enough reasonable doubt where he will get off. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yep, we are.
That statement is going to age like milk. But anyway, you have a day.
You as well.
I mean, wow. That drool was crazy. Oh, if I could find it again. That was wild, Fleet. I mean, just look at this, just as I roll through the faces. Look at this. I mean, Fleet did this lady dirty. Good gosh. This is crazy what Fleet did here. I mean, and just made this guy made Dee Dee look like Denzel Washington. This is crazy. I got a gap in my teeth too. Fleet never does that to me. Wow. Jeez. That is wild. Anyway, that Lisa girl is something else. She's hitting up the podcast circuit. Could be getting paid by external forces, but also could just be like, this is my way to get out. I can't tell. I really can't tell. Because for someone to pop up and the first person who covers your video is Ballistics, and he is just one of the most dishonest people currently on the internet. Clearly doing things, allegedly. Financial gain, Oh, man. That's where she pops up, and then she's with Gary. Like, that's your clique. You're with Ballistics, then you're with Gary. Gary, who we've seen work with Turning Point. Ballistics, who literally said he was communicating with Turning Point. And then this chick pops up. What am I supposed to think? What am I supposed to think? And no, it wasn't made up.
What evidence do you have to support George Zinn is connected to Tyler Robinson?
I don't have
or
any.
whoever took the shot, because you're claiming he didn't take the shot, but you can't even give me evidence on who did then.
I'm claiming.
It's just terrible arguments. Terrible arguments. Absolutely terrible arguments. Anyways, guys. Should I play this one? I don't know. Nah, I'm not going to play this one. We don't got time today. Fleet, if you're in the chat, incredible job. I mean, just absolutely incredible. Someone said she has 4,000 followers. She does. She has 4,000, but that's up from the pretty much zero she was at just weeks ago, right? There's a real astroturfing going on with this lady. Anyway, let's see. Let me see if anything broke while we were live, while we were having fun. The great hoodie debate. Someone already brought that. Let me see if anything else broke. The 33 guy, is this the same across from the house? Say 33 as well. Yep. It's Michael Mitchell. Oh. Yeah, let me see if anybody found any information on Michael Mitchell really quick, because that would be the thing to find. Let me see here. Nah, it looks like there's nothing popping up yet. Well, the 700 Tyler Robinson case so far. Looks like the feds are watching a lot of. No, they're not. They're watching me? No, I hope not. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll pull that up. We'll read that in a second. Let me see here. Thank you so much for reposting. Lowkey Dgen R8. Thank you so much for reposting. Truly appreciate you, man. Let me just keep going here. Okay. Lisi made another trading card. Oh, she's making the trading cards go heavy. Are you going to sell these trading cards, Lisi? Are you in the chat? Okay. Just wanted to see here. Okay. So nothing's popped up yet. I'll just pull up the part that I just saw. Apparently, they're watching a lot of video files. The feds. I don't know what that means. Let me see here. Let's pull it onto the screen. Let's jump over here. What's going on here? Let's see. What's up? Well. 700 hours and counting of video files produced by defense in discovery in the Tyler Robinson case so far. Looks like the feds are watching a lot of Candace, Barron, Coach Colin videos on the Charlie Kirk. Hey, man, throw Ian in there. Don't throw me in there. Don't put that evil on me. Look at that, 66. What's 66 divided by 2? Includes 66 compressed video files of unknown duration. Interesting. I guess this is coming up in discovery. This is content of discovery files produced to defense by length and type. Exhibit D. This has to do with the case, apparently. I don't know. Anything to do with me. You guys can watch it if you want. I mean, if they are watching, hope you guys are enjoying the show. Mints is just, Brian Harpole said he was handed mints. And listen, if you're in the Bureau and you're watching, how dumb does that sound, right? He was handing something off, and then when he's asked about it on the Sean Ryan show, he says it's mints. That's why we make so many jokes about mints, because you guys know, right? Who hands off mints, right? Who puts the mints in their pocket after they get them, right? Don't they just eat them right away? You guys understand completely. And I don't even have to tell you about Philadelphia, right? I'm sure you guys already deciphered that, Mortal Kombat Ultra. I'm sure you guys understand what that is already. I'm sure you guys still use it and stuff. So I don't have to explain too much to anyone from the Bureau out there that's watching. Just one. Friend of the show, how are you? Let's jump in here really quick, because we got some supers to look at. I don't even know. 8,500 people. Thank you guys so much for coming out, man. Really, really appreciate that. I do want to, I'm not saying take extra time, but I did want to take time to look at this, because so many times people are like, check this out and check that out. And if I don't leave enough time, I can't check out the thing that they're talking about. Who told me to check out? Someone, even as I'm doing this, I remember someone told me to check out, let me see here. They said to check out Gary and Lisa, and I have the timestamp written down. Where's the timestamp? Where is it? Timestamp is 2 minutes 4 seconds. Is that what it is? Gary Broad 2:04. Let me see here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Gary Paramount Tactical. There you go. No, not Gary Vaynerchuk. Come on. Although he is great. Gary Paramount Tactical. Let me see this whole Lisa thing. That's the thumbnail. What is this AI thing Gary has going on there? That's AI. That's not how Gary looks. What? His head's not as long. That's not how Lisa looks. Get out of here. This is ridiculous. And he stepped up his thumbnails as well. Look at him go. Something's going on with Gary. He used to have like whole paragraphs written out on his thing. Now all of a sudden it's like, ooh, exposed. He's learning. He's evolving. Good gosh. See, his production's going up. Not saying he couldn't make it happen. Not saying that, but, it's a little weird. What do people want me to see here? Get rid of that chat. I don't want to hear any NPCs talking about Gary. Let me see this chat that you're talking about here.
From the chat, we got the obscure moderator, which I love. That's old Ben. Oh, and by the way, you guys pray for Jen. I don't know how much she wants me to tell you, but she's not feeling good to say the least. She's ill. Anyways, pray for Jen. She couldn't make it. She wanted to. She's feeling bad that she couldn't because she had some things prepped. But anyways, pray for Jen. She's been a great addition to the show. And as an investigatory tool. No one uses Google Trends. No serious person uses Google Trends because they know this basic concept. But that's what he's used. Not only is he using it as an investigatory tool to even find indications, he's using this as evidence to point to murder, conspiracy, and everything else. Nothing that would ever be presented in court. It'd be thrown out and laughed at. And he knows it, but he doesn't care. But I want you to look at his concept here. He basically alludes to the fact that the CIA or somebody is changing the data on him. Changing the data. So that is compromised. That source is compromised. But he still uses it.
I actually was muted there for a second. Yeah, so I'm trying to find your timestamp here. Someone who shouted it out yesterday. I can't find anything here. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing what you want me to look at here. So again, give me the exact timestamp. Tell me exactly what it looks like, and I will make sure to actually check it out and give my thoughts on it. But I can tell you if it's Gary and Lisa, ew. Okay, that would be my initial thought. I'm sure more would come after that. But I just to give you an initial thought of what I would think, ew, is my first thought. Anyway, but you know, the fact that they're focusing in on Barron so much, it's not like Candace stopped making podcasts. It's not like she's not posting anymore, right? But for some reason, she just keeps on going. She just keeps on going. I don't get it. Towards Barron. Why not start focusing on Candace? Like you have been for the longest time. Something's going on there. Something's going on there. Check out Our Media Music. Our Media Music. Let me check it out on here. Anytime I'm skeptical about something, let me check it out here. Our Media Music. Let me see here. What do you? Oh, you make music videos. Cool. With an invitation. Let me see. Man, I can't believe it. I have to say, like, this is a whole thing of like Erica Kirk songs, Baron Coleman, Erica Kirk, Baron Coleman. I have to say, Fleet has started an entire movement. Like, let's be honest. Fleet was one of the first people doing it and is 100% the one doing it the best. I mean, shout out to this our music media, but no one's doing it better than Fleet and Lance when it comes to making these songs. No one is doing it better than these guys, and at such volume. I mean, it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild to see. Although you have been at it for a minute, I won't discredit you there. Our media music, you have been at it for a minute. You're at 9,000 followers. You know, you're making some tracks here. Seems like you've been doing it for a little while, right? I can go back and back and back. Seems like you've been doing this for weeks. Let's keep going. Months. Okay. Well, no, then it changes. So yeah, it seems like you've been at it for like 1 month. I don't know. Fleet's just been killing it, or maybe longer. Maybe you've been at it longer. 2 months. Yeah, it goes all the way back. Okay. So you've been at it for like 3 months. I don't know. What they do is just unmatched, completely unmatched. But respect to you for doing your thing. Keep on doing your thing. I'm going to go through the videos. I'm not just going to play a random one because I got to make sure what's in it is all good. And I'll definitely give your video a shout out there. Sent 10 memberships. Pablo Disco Bar. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Heather, aka Rachel, she likes to be called Rachel, just so you guys know in the chat, sent 5 memberships. Thank you very much. 15 other people. You can meet up with us today. We're going to be going live after Candace. Date night conspiracy show. The wife and I are going to be talking some mess together. It's going to be real fun. I don't even know what we're definitely going to do some iceberg stuff. And I don't know. We have a list of things that we want to look into, but I have to discuss it with her after this. Coach Whisper at it again. Whoop, whoop. Good morning, Mint Daddy crew. I was so shocked when I saw the title of Candace's thing. I was like, oh my gosh, she made it the same. I was just talking about this, but yeah, she went into it. She went real into it. Mystic Alive. Rage Bronson is, I mean, just the name alone, you know, Rage Bronson, is going hard to reel Barron in versus Andrew Wilson. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. There's something going on. This is not natural. This doesn't naturally happen, right? This is not a natural thing. I've been watching, you know, I don't watch debates But I've been watching people who are in that circuit of things, whether it's the manosphere or the personal development guys, you know, the intellectuals like Jordan Peterson and all those people. I've been watching this go on for a long time. The way they're trying to do this is not organic. It is not normal. It is not organic. And there's a plan to it. They're trying to take him out while he's small. That's what they're trying to do. Because the next step for him is to get to Candace level. That is something that is very possible for him. In my opinion, I've been doing this for like 4 years. Head down, work. That's it. That's what gets you where you need to go. Head down, working. When you start rolling around with all these guys, it's not beneficial. But, you know, again, you know, Baron's a big boy, right? I mean, he's a very seasoned man, right? He's lived at least 60 years, right? That we know of. And, you know, he can make his own decisions. Just when I see it, I'm like, I don't know about all this, you know? See Derek Braun's Pyramid of Power Symbolism. Maybe we will look at this during the members. Derek Braun's Pyramid of Power. Let me see here. Okay. So we see it here. I actually don't see it. Nothing pops up, just so you know. Just so you know, you keep telling me to look up something. I look it up and then nothing comes up. It's not a good way to start, my friend. But maybe I'll look into that for the members, because it's not exactly like I'm going to be doing the show I'm doing now and just jump into like Pyramid of Power. That's not exactly how this show goes, you know. Holy Fire Luna. Pretty please touch on, I did. Didi got a podcast debate with Lisa Knows last night. She seems to really believe the narrative, or she's being paid. I tagged you. Yeah, I saw we played it. Fleet already jumped all over that. And yeah, it seems like one of the two. I mean, something's going on there. Here's the thing. There's one thing to believe in the official narrative surrounding what happened to Charlie. It's another thing that when somebody brings up something about Erica and Jillian and that weird text exchange, the inappropriate exchange that they had, that you all of a sudden jump over there and you go, no, she actually didn't do that. And if you look into it, this was actually a really bad girl. This 15-year-old girl, she was actually really bad and she didn't have good parents. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with Erica. It's her fault, if anything. And then when there's another narrative, you're like, actually, can we just look at this for a second? Every single thing surrounding Turning Point, you're trying to dispel every single thing. That's where it gets weird. That's where it gets very weird, you know? If not, Lisa, show us your bank account, please. Love to see your bank statement. Mrs. Naturally Nolans. Get the likes up. 100. You heard her, guys. Get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. It helps the channel tremendously. You have no idea. We really need you to hit the like button. It helps us, you know? It just impacts the channel so amazingly. You just have no idea. It really tells YouTube, hey, maybe we should notify people when this guy makes a thing because they have their notification turned on. Maybe we should show this guy's community posts to these people who actually are subscribed to him. You know, maybe we should keep this person subscribed to this channel, you know, like, because it seems like they want to be there. It tells them all sorts of things. So please hit that like button. It helps us tremendously. I wonder if the 33 has anything to do with Jesus being 33 when he was crucified, like a mockery or using their power as if they're God. Interesting. There is a connection there. I mean, it's not just in, you know, the little bits that I've shown you guys. Like it goes everywhere. It's everywhere, this whole thing. You know, when you look into the whole 33 thing, it's everywhere. And when I say it's everywhere, I should say it goes back to, like, back. You know, that's why Candace was harping on the whole Masonic aspect of it. You'll see it outside of that as well, of course. But she's harping on the Masonic side of it because it's like, look at what they do. They value this number, right? And it's also like their degrees go up to that. And like you just said, maybe it has something to do with that, right? Maybe their degrees go up to that number because they see that as a point of rebirth, right? Now they've been at the age Jesus was when he, you know, had that happen to him. And now they get to transcend as he did. Maybe that's their belief. I don't actually know. I think it's really hard when anybody says they know exactly how that whole thing works, unless they're currently in it. But, it's a weird thing. Possible. Very possible. Erica's made up B-Day equals 3-3. 11 plus 22 equals 3-3. Damn. Wow. True. Whew. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the more you look into it, the more you see it. Good catch. Very good catch, Shannon. Sorry, Shannon Brown. Whitney Webb, I'm saying S is effed up JD. Thanks. Cheerio, Hario. Miss Erica's, Miss Kirk, 11, 22, 1988, life path, 33. Is she a Mason? I don't know. I don't know if she is. It would explain a lot. I think it would calm things down. If people were like, yes, she is one. If she came out and she was like, yes, I am one. Everybody would be like, oh, okay. Oh, sorry. So sorry. We didn't realize. We thought, we thought you were just a normal lady and this didn't make any sense. She's like, no. I am actually very, very involved. The world's a stage, like they say. All the checkered board, black and white duality stuff. Yeah, it's all a part of me. I'm in that. I've been in that for a long time. People be like, oh, okay. All this makes sense now. Okay. They'd be, but without it, it's like, what is going on? Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Yeah, right? Don't. And this person's talking about the whole Disney thing I was talking about. The weirdness of the Disney world, the tunnels, how they navigate, the club. It's all very odd. And there is a man behind the curtain, Don't pay attention over here. Don't worry about me. Come on, Lindsay. We're going in the tunnels. Oh, I don't want to go in the tunnels. Come on, man. Don't make me do that. There's money down there. Oh, is there money? Oh my gosh, how much money's down there? Oh, billions. Oh, let's go. Goes down there. It's just Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. I told you there's billions. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I was told there would be a senator who would dress up like Elsa. Oh. Jeff, do you have the wig? Hell yeah. Ha. Oh, yeah. Put Lindsay through the ringer, boy. You kidding me? Anyway. How do you think he makes so much money? Huck Garsh. Here, Mr. Graham, take this mystery mouse tool, musket tool that we'll use later. That's funny. I knew exactly what you were doing when you said that. Gosh. Gosh. Here, Mr. Graham, take this mystery musket tool that we'll use later. I knew exactly what voice you were doing when you did that. Legendary Bree. Thank you so much. Fleet and I need some Tucker/Disney material. That could be like, I got a whole thing in my head about the whole Disney thing. I think that should be a thing. I always think of things like I expand them, like a season of it. They bring Tucker in there one time, Tucker meeting the Mickey Mouse. Hi, Tucker. And he's like, what? Who are you? Who are you right now? And why are you standing in front of me? And you're holding, why do you have a Mickey Mouse head on? I know you're not actually Mickey Mouse. This is clearly a costume. And how am I down in these tunnels? And what is the reason? I like you. Candace has to break him out of there. Candace and Ian got to break Tucker out of the Disney tunnels. They got him. Oh, man. Lindsay in the house. Senator LG is a pickle smoocher. I like that. I like how you phrase that. Thank you very much. You know, it's not often that Jamie is willing to be PG with everybody here. You know, that's about as PG as it gets with Jamie. Pickle smoocher. Is this Trob? Okay, I thought it said a different word. Look into the King 3-3 theory, James Sheldon. Downward. What? Is this stuff on YouTube? You gotta tell me stuff that's on YouTube. You know that, right? Like, I gotta be able to watch a 40-minute video on it, and I gotta be able to put it at 30, 3 times speed. You know, if it's a book, it's like, I don't have a book club. I don't know if I would ever have a book club. Oh, it is a video. Great. A 7-hour and 50 video. Thanks, buddy. Okay. A 7-hour and 50-minute video. What? Jeez. Might as well throw a Bible at my head. The hell? Anyway. Sway Diesel. I love that name. You're really knocking it out of the park today. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. You gave me rolling, dying, laughing. The Mickey is spot on. I live in South Carolina. No one votes for Lindsey, yet he stays in. It's beyond sketchy. Well, you never know. You never know. Yeah, maybe he has to make a little pop in at at the club, and maybe they just make it happen for him. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Right? Crazier things have happened. That's for sure. Check your scorecard, Adam ad hominem. Patrick Bet David Schill. Oh man, you know what I forgot I have to check out? Dave Smith and Adam had a debate. I heard it's terrible. I heard it's a terrible scene. I mean, if Pierce Morgan, listen, the whole thing with Barron, how they're trying to get him to go against Andrew Wilson, that's one thing, right? If Pierce Morgan looks at you and says, would you like to come on with Dave Smith? You say, no, of course not. What? What are you talking about? No, I don't want to do that, actually. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dave Smith and Pierce Morgan? I mean, you might as well go into an interrogation room, especially when you're Adam. You're Adam from Patrick Bet David Pocket? Like, what is that? Like, you're done. You're done. I know what happened already, obviously, but I might check it out. I don't like debates at all. At all. Not even a little bit, but I might check out the highlights from that one. And they keep trying to downplay Billy because she used to do as if she isn't credible because of it, bringing up her past and posting old content. Wow, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Crazy to do that. Isn't it against the law to do that? I guess if you, I don't know. That sounds insane. I didn't know that. I had no idea people were doing that to her. Tyler Robinson goes home, family friend. Yeah, I saw. And also, you know, I should say, I don't know if that's true. I don't want to just put that out there like that's true. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if Billy has ever done that or anything like that. I have no idea. I should put that out there, you know, because you might be wrong. And then all of a sudden Billy's going to be like, hey, man, I didn't do that ever. What the hell? And I'm going to be like, oh, sorry. So just to put that out there, allegedly, maybe, perhaps type of thing. Tyler Robinson goes home. Family friend. Yeah, I saw this video and I know you're a furry, but you did it. Sorry, definitely not getting 33 mil to turn on you. I don't know if they got that much, but you know, something's going on there. You know, I myself think that Mike Michelle guy, I think if you look into him, he'll have a background of sorts where he could get somebody to do that. And I don't mean by force. I don't mean anything like that. I mean like Mortal Kombat Ultra stuff. That's what I mean. Like I think he's tied in with that potentially, because it just sounds very weird. It's like you met up with a guy, you talked to him, and you convinced him to walk into this place where he will surely be arrested. And now he's facing all this stuff that he's facing, and that guy just evaporated. It's not like that guy pops up and, you know, because that guy, that Michael Michelle guy, he could easily pop up and be like, hey guys, what's going on? You know, I'm the guy who got him to turn himself in, and I did it with good cause. His father contacted me, and You know, we thought this was the best thing for him to do. Like, why hasn't that shown up at all? He just disappears. And then when they're like, can we have video footage so we can see this man walk in with Tyler and bring him to Nate Brooksby? They go, no, you actually can't see that. We deleted it. Sorry. That's weird, man. Utah's a weird place. David J, hit that like button 33 times. Yeah, you know, for no other reason, right? I mean, it's not like it's a weird number or anything. Just 33 times if you could, guys. It's crazy. What is this? Zila? I always think of Xena when I see that. Whenever I see an E and an X, I think Xena, you know, Xena Warrior Princess. You guys as old as me, you remember Xena? You remember Xena and Hercules being on? And those were the shows back in the day. F Game of Thrones, man. It used to be Xena the Warrior Princess. She'd do that whole thing. Hercules, Kevin Sorbo. I mean, those were the days. Anyway, they say Jesus was 33 when he was crucified. Yes, he was. You're correct. The star, cognizant. Wait to investigate while we obfuscate. the Officer Tatum. You know something? You know I should mention? Officer Tatum put out a voicemail like he said he would. He gave out the number to it. I saved it. I bookmarked it because I'm like, oh, I saw it. I think I saw it on Saturday. I'm like, oh, I'm for sure going to talk about this. And then it's gone. So he took it down because he for sure got flooded with so many voicemails of just people saying the craziest, most vile things to him. So I didn't even get a chance to leave a voicemail. He had it up. He was like, oh, you going to be able to leave me a voicemail and give me your apologies. We put it out there for all of y'all, all the supporters out there, and also all of y'all haters out there who going to eat your words when it comes to Tyler Robinson and the amount of information that we have. Who's we? Aren't you an ex-officer? What kind of operative are you? But yeah, he took it down. I even asked Grok. I'm like, can you search X and see if you can find this? You know what Grok said to me? Grok was like, oh, he likely took it down because people are known to flood it. And then it said it pointed at me. It was like you, Coach Colin, actually said that you would flood his voicemail. I was like, hold on, I didn't say anything. What's Grok talking about? I didn't say that. I said I was going to leave a message. I didn't say I was going to flood it. But it started talking about me and what I said on the show. I was like, oh, wow, Grok has stepped it up. Grok knows. I wasn't going to flood it. I was going to do a couple of impressions of him leaving on his voicemail. That's it. I was going to do it in front of you guys. That's all I was going to do. Nothing crazy. All love. But yeah, it's gone now. So we can't find it. Unless somebody took down the number. Yeah, we can't find it. Yeah. I don't know, man. Anyway. The Great Noticing, the Pyramid of Power. Thank you so much. Why do you keep saying it? Just a question. Teresa, reportedly, Tyler's mother saw pic and contacted father. So, yeah. So what? Yeah, that's the last part you left out there. So what? And the thing about it is, you know, it's said that that's what happened. And it's not like they contacted the father. What actually happened was they saw it and they were like, oh, is that Tyler? And then they went, hey, Tyler, where are you? That's it. That doesn't mean anything. They saw a thing and they were like, could that be our son? Wait, where is our son? Hey, where are you right now? I would do the same thing. If I had a kid and they were all curly headed and, you know, blackish complexion, black, whitish complexion. They were like blackish, whitish, curly haired kid around this height and this. I'd be like, hey, where the hell's my kid? Hey, all the kids, show yourselves right now. Obviously. Like, what are we talking about here? That's not a confirmation of anything. And it's all reportedly. And then all of a sudden the family comes out and tells, Brandy and Brittany, or sorry, Brandy and Billy, tells Brandy and Billy, hey, everything you heard is 2% true. So you got to think, is that part of your 2%? Is that part of the 2%? Or is that outside the 2%? Because this is what was said, but that doesn't make any sense, especially when it comes to the person who came and contacted them, right? So We have nothing confirmed from the parents saying, yes, he did this. You know, like, we have nothing confirmed from the mother saying, yes, he did this. We have the grandmother saying, no, he did not do this. She is actually on record saying, I don't think he could do anything like this. I've never seen anything like this. So that's what we have so far. I don't know. Seems weird. Seems very weird. Also, you know what else? When you go to this whole thing, they also say that the parents saw the rifle and went, oh my gosh, is that grandpa's rifle? Oh my goodness, what's going on here? And then it was revealed that the picture they saw was a stock image. So they saw a stock image and went, oh my gosh, that's it. I don't know. So to your so, I say what? You know, 7K in the chat. I know Black Poppy. Nunca, 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 nunca. Hit that like button, Mint Daddy crew. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Rachel. Rach, as she likes to be called. She likes the short form, Rach. Shout out to Heather. Thank you so much. Spotless Lady. Oh my God, my dad moved here to Florida 70s. Okay. He moved here to FL 70s to pour concrete for Disney. He told me about the tunnels. I'm so glad he passed before we were finding all this sick. I mean, you don't have to be glad he passed. I mean, it's okay, you know? Yeah, I mean, he helped make the tunnel. I mean, he helped make tunnels. He was just doing his job. It's okay. Don't worry. He didn't do anything. You know, it's not like he's involved because of that, you know? Anyway, condolences. You know, I'm not going to be glad with you that he passed. Okay, Spotless? Just saying. Okay? But condolences. And it is crazy that he helped pour the concrete. That's wild. That's wild. Can you imagine? What do you guys got a lot of concrete here. Yeah, no, we're getting it done. So what's all this for? Tunnels. Huh. What are these tunnels for? Oh, the tunnels? We're going to have great fun in the tunnels. Make sure you pour all that concrete. There's going to be many twists and turns. All right. I'm pouring it. A friggin' weirdo. The hell's he wearing that? The hell's he wearing that Mickey Mouse head for? It's 100 degrees out here. Anyway, Dad had no idea what was going on. Don't you worry about the tunnels. Make sure to bring your kids. I don't think I'm bringing my kids anywhere here. It's kind of messed up. I don't know. It's with that guy. He's just wearing a Mickey Mouse head and shorts. Weird guy. There's Club 33 tattooed on his ankle. Anyway. Acutely numb. Acutely numb. I'm so sick of these people just resigning as a get out of jail free card. It doesn't erase the past. At least resign and drop the full truth. Yeah. It makes you wonder if he was told to resign, that type of thing, or if you're like you're saying, he's kind of just like, okay, let me get far away from this whole thing. Because if he resigns now and he just kind of bounces, nobody can look at him and say, hey, don't leave the country. Hey, don't leave the state. Nobody can do that to him now. So it kind of is like a get out of jail free card if jail is even on the table, because he kind of just gets to get out of Dodge kind of thing. So it does seem like that, though. You know, I always find it weird when they do that. Let's go. The evil intentions, Mickey Mouse, the evil intentions Mickey voice gives me the heebie-jeebies. A Club 33 certainly screams evil. God protect our children and keep us vigilant. Yes, 100%. In Jesus' name, please keep us vigilant. 100%. Truth for Charlie. Yes, truth for Charlie, 100%. Coach, I made a funny pick. I made you a funny pick yesterday. Check Insty. I just now sent you a C to make it fresh. Same name. Thanks for the laughs. Okay. All right. I think I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw you. I saw someone send me a C, and I was like, what does this weirdo want? You know? Whatever. No. Where's the C? Oh, it's in the request. Sometimes the things are in the request and I don't see them. And now I don't see you. I don't know what happened. Send me another C. My fault. I did something. Send me another C, please. Sorry about that. I did something when I was like skimming through things. These latest finds are making me lean a little more towards Jesse Fire's conclusion, who agrees with all findings of you, Candace Owens, Baron, etc., that Charlie may really be alive. No, it doesn't, because etc. would be Ian. Ian doesn't think that. Ian thinks it's Israel, obviously. Baron, it definitely doesn't lend itself towards what Baron thinks. So Baron thinks he's dead. It definitely doesn't lend itself to what Candace thinks, because Candace cried because her friend's dead. And it doesn't lend itself to what I think, because I think he's gone too. I'm not going to let all these people who are clearly acting really crazy off the hook. Here's a simple thing. Here's a very simple thing. If he was still alive, and somebody brought this up on Baron's super chats. If he was still alive, the thing to do, the plan from a genius, no less. Remember that. He's a very smart guy. Here's what the plan would be. My wife doesn't become CEO right away. She ducks out for a little while. Or if she does become CEO, she doesn't talk for a little while. That would be the smart plan from a really smart guy who's planning this whole thing out. He'd be like, in all of you, you need to cry, you need to be very upset, and you need to let anybody who is trying to find the truth, let them go wild. Don't just stick to the official narrative. Don't attack people who go against the official narrative. Don't align yourself with people who can also attack other people who are going against the official narrative. All of that will look really bad. This is just from me knowing how smart Charlie was. Instead, Charlie, being as smart as he was like, honey, get in front of the camera and act a fool. Tyler, threaten to sue people. Blake, say absolutely nonsensical things. Absolutely nonsensical things. Andrew, leak messages, then act like you didn't leak it. Then when it gets discovered that you leaked it, just say that you're so happy that the truth is out there, and keep just saying things that are completely just inconsistent. Make sure you guys make up something that the surgeon said. That way people will, they'll trust you. Okay. That alone, that's just me going off the top of my head. Just go with how smart Charlie was. Sorry, I'm not going with it. It's just, it's a non-starter for me. Sorry. How about proof there's even a shot? It doesn't even make sense. He falls the wrong way. No bang hole in the neck. No exit wound. Erica demon. Then you just throw that in at the end. Erica's demon eyes look cray. You're all right though. And there's one guy who's a sniper who's had like a lot of experience with all sorts of rounds and everything. And he's like, that's an exit wound. He's like, I have done this so many times to so many people. He's being very open about it. I think it was Rob O'Neill is his name. He was just like, that's an exit wound. He's like, no one's going to tell me it's not. He's like, I know it is. He's like, I'm an expert at this. This is not just a guy saying this. This is an expert sniper. I believe he's Green Beret or a SEAL. I forget. But, he's like, this is 100% an exit wound. He's like, this is nonsense. So he's been saying that for a while. And he's never diverted from that, no matter what they show in the case. And he thinks the whole case is very weird. Very, very weird. As my husband says, I'll snitch for a cheeseburger. That's what he says. I get cheeseburgers at the end of the week. That's what I'm doing on my weight loss journey. The end of the week, I get I have to do a heavy long back workout, and then I get cheeseburgers. That's what we've come to. Stop noticing the coincidental corruption crew. CCC. I didn't know that crew was established. I mean, I know they're established, but I didn't know they were a crew. Maybe it's just me, but Did you say Disney World and tunnels? For some reason, I start thinking about why do Disney World and tunnels make you think small hats? Let me tell you something. If you know anything about the origins of Disney, those two things don't go together. Just saying. Think about. I'm not trying to help anybody here. I'm just saying if you know about Walt Disney and how he felt about people, you wouldn't make those two connections there. That would be they would be the one people he'd be like, they're not allowed in the tunnels. They'd be like, Mr. Walt, is there a... Yeah. There is a problem. They're not allowed in my tunnels. Okay? How about that? Does everybody understand? I don't even want him in the parks. Oh, yeah. He was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. You should look into Walt Disney. I'm just saying. Anyway, this is to cover your cost of using Salacious. My cost? I was the first one to use Salacious. So anybody else who's using it is 100% wrong. I use the word Salacious every single day. Matt Still, 5142. I think you'd love Kurt Mensker's AI generated Kash Patel 33 rap song. It would be hilarious for Candace and Baron to see it. You can find it, but I can't play that song. His stuff is too crazy. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's, when you're already established comedian, you're rich and stuff, you're just kind of like, whatever. But I'm not there, so I'm not playing that song on this show. But I've seen it before. It's good. It's weird. It's very weird. But I can't play it here. I'm sure they've seen it too. It kind of blew up on X. I'm sure they've seen it. Need proof Fox News is just controlled opposition? No, I don't. No one, including them, has even reported on the bullet theory, or not even the theory, I should say, what happened in the case in regards to the bullet. That's what he's talking about here. Crickets. TMZ has actually surpassed them in reporting news. Upside down world. Yeah, no, TMZ has not. No. TMZ has not surpassed them. Not yet. TMZ is I don't even know what to say about it. It's a very weird organization. It's very, very weird. But TMZ's odd. You can look at Fox and go, okay, you're pushing a certain line, and we know where you're at. Like Fox is basically Benny Johnson, right? Benny Johnson and Fox, they have a lot of parallels. You always know where they're going to fall on the subjects, right? You always know every single time. But TMZ is very weird at times. Cheering when Charlie passed away, then saying that they didn't. The weird interviews they do with Wendy Williams. They always seem to have the scoop on all the people who are crazy in Hollywood and under conservative, that whole conservativeship, is that what it's called? They always seem to know about that. They always seem to get the scoop on that. They always craft narratives around those people. They're very, very odd. They're very much like a handler of the Hollywood types that step out of line. So, watch out for that. Kushner, thank you. Sparky, anytime someone says is our only friend in the Middle East, I can't help but think before that we had no enemies in the Middle East. I mean, I guess I wouldn't actually know that for sure, but it seems that way. It does seem that way. Follow Christ together. Hebrews 10:25, 1 Core. Is that Corinthians? 12:21. Okay. All right. Thank you. The Florida Rican. I like my media honest, like I like my milk, 2%. I like my media honest, like I like my milk, 2%. There you go. That's nice. That's nice. Always coming with the heat, Florida Rican. Sarah, why do you think Candace and Baron have gone max, sharing opinions the last couple of shows? Mostly both kept larger opinions to themselves until recently. You think Candace kept her opinions to herself? That's weird. Is there another Candace that this person could be talking about? Is there a different Candace show that I don't get to see? Have I been watching the uncensored Candace and someone else has been watching the censored Candace? I don't know. I think she's always been putting her opinions out there. She's always gone really hard. I mean, the whole thing that I brought up about the battle bun is because she was going so hard and being so opinionated and so fiery. I think she's always been like that. She's always saying her opinions on X. She's always saying them on her show. I would say Baron has been more open recently on X and on his show. I could definitely see that. But yeah, definitely not Candace. Definitely not Candace. And I think Baron, I already said it's probably because he's getting tired of all the nonsense, Jim Bailey, Gary, fisheye lens, more like fish-eyed Weiss. That's what Aunt Esther told me anyway. That's nice. That's nice. Aunt Esther sounds very, very nice. Lisa, boxer dog mom. Andrew Wilson doesn't debate. He argues like a child. I just don't understand why these people feel that keeping CK's memory alive means to act in opposition to how CK debated. Yeah, that's also it too, right? I mean, it's very weird. It's very weird. Yeah, and he does kind of debate like a child a little bit. It does get I've seen it get real childish before in his debates. I mean, I showed you guys an example of it. And it can go left like that depending on what you say to him, which is, I guess a little childish in itself. But yeah, I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know why. That's why it's so hard to believe there's not a financial incentive, because it's like, then what's going on? What's really happening? Is it all just occult stuff? Like what's happening? I can hear your passion and frustration, Baron Curly Scenario. I feel like proud big sister because you're so protective. We all are of Baron. You're a good friend to him. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Caramel Kiss, Mint Daddy Crew. What's going on? Hope I see you today after Candace. Yeah, definitely. You don't want people to, because here's the thing. Here's the thing with being a creative. Okay. There are people, this is the weird thing with being a creative. There are people who love and support you more than your parents do. It's wild how much they appreciate you. You're in their lives. It's an incredible thing to witness. I mean, it's baffling, right? You never feel like you're deserving of it. And there's other people who could care less about you, and they don't care. And maybe they watch all the time, but they don't really care. And if you get into something where if you get deplatformed or demonetized, this, that, they don't care. They're just like, whatever. It just further validates my opinion about things. And in actuality, I like to see that something happened to this creator, because it further shows that when you speak the truth, this happens to you. So they really don't care about you. There's a lot of people like that. And I don't like to see any creator fall victim to the people who really don't give a damn about them. Right. And there's a lot of those people out there. A lot of people who will be like, you should debate this and you should do that. You should do this. You should do that. And you should make it shorter and you should make it longer. Those people don't care about the outcomes. They just care about what they want. That's it. I want to see Andrew and Baron. Yeah, I want to see that happen. And it'd be great if Baron got real mad and threw something. Oh, that would be great. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, and if they got into a fist fight, they're both inches within their lives. Wow, that would be something to see. There's a lot of people who feel that way. So as a creator, I look at it and I go, don't fall victim to that, because that's terrible. There's a lot of that. There's a lot. They don't care at all. And then again, like I said, there's some people who just love you. It's crazy. Like you could be like, can I stay at your house for a week? And they'd be like, yeah, of course you can, man. Of course. Like, come on. Like, it's nuts. I've had that offer many times, and they're not psychos. They're not psycho people. They're regular people. And they just support you way more than your friends or family ever has, ever. And that's not just me. Like, I experienced that. That's not just me. Every creator has that, where there's just people who they just love you. They just love you. They show up stronger than your family would when it comes to supporting what you do. And, those people are great. But I'm telling you, there's a bunch of people who are like, I don't care. I don't care what happens. Who cares what happens to him? They don't care about his family. They don't care about him. They don't care about his providing for his family. They don't care. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just want to see the thing they want to see. And they'll watch it for 10 minutes and they'll be like, next thing. So you got to watch out for that. You don't want to get sucked into those people. The people that love him won't push him into that type of thing. Holy Fire Luna, the way Barron's best interests at heart. The way you have, I didn't even realize. This is another thing. The way you have Barron's best interests at heart made me tear. You're a good friend. I wish you both nothing but success on all your endeavors. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I like to see people rise up, and make it happen. It shows other people. It shows other people that they can do it too. It gives other people permission to try. So I like to see it happen. I like that I've done it. I like to see other people do it. And I would like to see many more other people do it and think to themselves, I can move myself out of this situation and into something much better, or I can actually embrace my natural talents, and that is going to provide for me. I'm going to have faith in God. I'm going to have faith that I will be provided for, and I'm going to step into this thing and take a leap of faith. And I really think that's like a big point of life, is to have faith to that extent and like really touch on that thing, find that thing that is like your natural ability. Mine's ranting like this for hours. That's my ability. Wait, what did that one say? Then you get into the hoodie rant. I take it all back. I want a black hoodie. What do you want here? Like, I want a black one. I like white ones. I got a white one sitting right over there. I have all sorts of white hoodies. I love them, but I always want a black one, right? Like, what are we talking about here? You need black hoodies. Having a black hoodie as a man is like having a black dress as a lady. Every single closet should have at least one black dress. Every man's closet should have at least one black hoodie. You need a black one. You can't just not have black, So that's just me. So Fleet in the house sends out a membership. Thank you, Fleet. Props to Lance, CK, and Candace video on @Fleet. Which one? Did that just come out? Shout out to you guys. Shannon says nothing. Shannon says nothing again. Thank you so much. The person's like, and then I saw what you said about hoodies and I take it all back. That's so funny. Highly recommending Fleet video, quick video efforts. Which is that what the video's called? What are you talking about? What's the video called? She's the one aging like milk. Wow, come on. Don't say you're talking about Lisa. Don't say that about Lisa. I don't know though. If she said she was like 28, I'd be like, oh man, you're right. You're right, sass girl. But I don't know. I don't know. She seems like a fun person to be around, Well done, Fleet. You've made us so proud. Amazing. That was Holy Fire Luna, I think. He's guilty until proven innocent. Jesusify him. Is that what did you misspell Jesus? No, you didn't. You said Jesusify him. That's basically what you're saying. Okay. True. Let's keep going here. Whoa, a bunch popped up. Hold on. Let's go back up. I know I saw something from Lance, but I gotta go back up. Jeez, how many rolled in here? Look at all you guys. You guys just rolling in late. It's all good. Let's go here. Great show. The Gary cuts. He's getting the Dan Bangino physical change effect. Creepy. Yeah, maybe that's what happens once you start selling your soul a little bit by little bit. Your hairline goes back in an odd way. I don't know. C. Gonzalez at 59 minutes, 42 seconds. Coach's LG rant and Mickey Mouse impression. Well, there you go. Anybody that wants a timestamp, I guess that was their favorite part. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I should actually write that down. You should write that down for Lance. I think that's a good thing to write down. 49, 42. I'm just going to write Mickey. There you go. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you for helping us do work here. You're like, make sure you timestamp that, just so you guys know. Thank you very much. Let's keep going here. Let's keep going here. Shannon says absolutely nothing. Then Chef Shannon, is this you guys related? You on a burner, Shannon? Is this your burner, Chef Shannon? Or is this just a coincidence? Yeah. Zach Costello debated Lisa, that Lisa chick before Gare Bear. Yeah, I know. I don't know why. I guess if you're like into that whole thing, I'm not into that. I'm really not into that. I want to know your opinions. I don't want to see you, because anytime people are doing debates, they're always trying to do these like crafty little things. They're trying to do little tactics, especially if they're like quote unquote professionals. They're doing these crafty little tactics, and there's little things that people do. Like look up debate tactics, and then and once you look up debate tactics, you start reading about it. You'll see it so much, and you'll see like, oh, these people aren't having like an authentic conversation. I love to see a conversation between two people. I'm like, a debate is just like, ugh. Like, I'd rather you guys connect. I'd rather see two people connect and have different ideas and like blend them and change them together than to see them just debate and be doing like little snarky, sneaky things to each other. Chloe Blue 333, surprised they didn't make Lindsey Graham stay for 33 days. Have you seen old Mickey Mouse cartoons? Mickey makes Swiss cheese with what? Also, my handle does not mean I'm a part of them. I swear, just my favorite number. It's my favorite number too. It's funny you say that. That is my favorite number as well. They say I'm a, when you go look into like life paths and stuff, they say I'm a 3. I don't even know if it's life paths or like I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but I've looked into it. It's 3. It always ends up being my favorite number. Generational harmony. Where is Mikey McCoy these days? That is true. Where is Mikey McCoy? In the heavens where he belongs. In the heavens with the angels discussing how things will go. He's the only man who can walk to heaven and come back down and be a man like the rest of us. He's a truly gifted person, you understand. That's Mikey McCoy you're talking about. You don't question where he is. He asks you where you've been. Mikey McCoy is a descendant of Chuck Norris, don't you know? He's not to be questioned. Walked away for our sins, you understand. S. Rose, just curious, since we're talking about 3-3, how many guys in maroon shirts were there in the crowd? Could it be 3-3? I don't know. I think people counted. I feel like it was 12. I feel like the number 12 comes to my head. I don't know if that's true, but I don't think it was. Listen, nobody was counting all of them. I don't know if anybody could, but that'd be interesting to look into. Adrian Jones, 89. Where is Nick Fuentes? Oh, are you saying? Okay. Sus, he's picking new skin up. Picking new skin up? Jeez, that's a weird way of saying it. He's picking new skin up? Jeez. I guess. I saw him just the other day. Somebody was asking him about this whole Daily Mail thing, and he was like, it's not true. They're lying. It's just not true. That's the thing about all these people. They say these things. It's just not true. It's a made-up thing. Like, what, are you going to fall for that? That's what he was saying last time I saw him. Kay Kari, he knows how Barron's attention. He knows he has Barron's attention now, just now, because he's mentioned it. Candace hasn't. So they've given up trying to get a reaction from her unhinged. Yeah, that could be it too. I think the bounty money just shifted over. That's what I think. Every time a Philly influencer hears a text ding, it's a bank account notification. of a Philly deposit for work well done. Well done. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, man. I think it is something like that, you know? Or you got to report for baby oil duty. One of the two. Geo, coach, to answer your question about why Gary looks fiery and highly motivated. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. It's because recently Barron gave him some minutes on his high IQ platform to answer Andrew Colvette's message. And poor Gary thinks, yeah, you know, Gary wants a taste of that high IQ outfit. He's like, oh man, that was good. That was good, you know? I don't know. Who knows what's going on? Hey, coach, Gary said in his live that Barron is more dangerous than Candace Owens because he's really good, more convincing. So, have to control Barron's influence. Gary's only agenda is political. New vids are very Valhalla-esque. You think so? I haven't noticed that. But there you go. I didn't know he said that. There you go. That pretty much validates everything I've been saying about this whole situation. There you go. That's why that's happening. They'll never get Candace to debate Andrew Wilson because that's like Candace debating a guy. Just a guy she sees at the gas station. It's the equivalent of that for her. That's why she doesn't acknowledge him or anything, you know? But, you know, they're trying to get Barron. I'm telling you, there's a reason they're doing that. Ruby, oh, come on, what is this? Ruby Nemo. That's not real. That's not real. You're playing games. You're playing games. Your Mickey impression is eerily close to your Tucker. Worcestershire. I don't know. I'm not trying to read that. What is this? Worcestershire. All right. Well, yeah, of course. That's the whole thing, you know. Thank you so much. I am so grateful and humbled by your generosity. You continue to prove how much of a solid dude you are. God sent. Cannot wait to start these projects. Thank you for everything you do. You are appreciated tons. Thank you so much, Fleet. And I can't wait to start the projects either. I really want to make some weird, hilarious cartoons and see what we can do, you know? In my opinion, and thank you for those kind words. Appreciate it. In my opinion, to cool down his fiery spirit, Barron shouldn't react to any of Gary's teleprompter nonsense, which is written by Andrew Colvin. Could you imagine? Gary's just like, and can you hold it up, Andrew? Andrew, sorry. I'm just trying to run the podcast and everything else. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so Barron's a really bad guy, and I'm saying this on my own. And then look left. Oh, I don't say sorry. Okay. You can just do a cut there? Okay. So then look over at Andrew's side. Okay. I wasn't supposed to. Sorry, Blake. Andrew. Sorry. Guys, can you just do a cut here? Oh my God. In my opinion, I never thought I'd be doing what I used to just do this with my brothers and my friends and just making fun of everybody and everything. That's all I used to do. That's all I used to do. I can't believe I'm doing it here now. It's so crazy, you know? In my opinion, to cool down his fire spirits. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that so much. That really put something in my head there. Appreciate you. T-Rob. I'm going to call you T-Rob. The King 33 Insta short vids. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Okay, I'm already on Instagram too. What is it called? King 33. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, nothing came up, but you know, it's fine. No, I think something did though. Thank you so much for clarifying that for me. Much appreciated. I genuinely like Gary and truly appreciate everything he's contributed to the investigation. And thanks to you, he's becoming one of my favorite sources of entertainment. Well, that's good. That's good. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with Curly. Curly is loved by many. Everybody knows how much people love Curly, right? Congrats on baby. buy ice cream. Teresa Horn, thank you so much. Very generous of you. That is a lot of ice cream. That is more ice cream than we have room for, okay? So we're going to split that up into burgers and ice cream, okay? Just, yeah, I just think that's the right thing to do, you know? And then pizza. The baby likes pizza. The baby likes pizza with everything pulled off of it. No cheese, no toppings, just soggy bread. That's what the baby likes. So we'll get some soggy pizza too. Ditto. I ditto what Fleet said. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Lance. Louisiana Lance, ladies and gentlemen. Journey of E. Did you watch Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood? No. Oh, are you talking about the Eddie Murphy one? No, I haven't watched anything like that. I've never seen that show. If it's a show, I have no idea. Is Officer Tatum going to apologize now? Absolutely not. He is just like any mainstream media outlet you've ever seen. He is never going to apologize for anything he has ever said, ever. He is never going to retract. Never. He just keeps on going, and that's it. He's never going to, never, ever is that going to happen. He's going to be like, I don't see why I have to apologize. I don't see why I should have to apologize. And I was perusing through the messages that I saw on my Instagram and X, and I was seeing a lot of people talking about apologizing, and I have to say, no, I will not apologize. All of y'all are stupid, okay? Y'all are crazy. Y'all touched in the head with what y'all saying right now about me apologizing. Could you imagine? That's what he would say instead. 100%. 10-minute rant on why he's not going to apologize. Moira, payroll next week. Payroll week here at work. Been crazy. I've been listening. Y'all are doing the Lord's work. Justice for Charlie Kirk. Moira, thank you so much, Moira. Appreciate you. KC Belvins. I thought 3-3 stood for the way. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. I've never heard that before though. I've never heard that before, but you could be on to something. The deeper you go into that thought process, you could be on to something there. Liberty Bell. I'm officially saying that Jesse on fire, and all you agree on investigation finding, he just believes points to a different conclusion. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying too. Yeah, definitely. He thinks and you have to understand, you're thinking that it's just like a simple thing like that, but then it's like he thinks Erica's just acting. This is what Erica's doing. He's thinking that the people are just acting, and that's what they're doing. Like, we don't think that. I can say from all the content I've watched of everybody, we don't think that they're acting, and it's just like a thing they're doing because their boss told them so. You know? Like, I mean, you know, that's not the conclusion most people are coming to. Like, oh, they're just really bad actors. And Charlie's in the background like, come on, guys, a little better. Come on. No, that's not what a lot of people, it's not the conclusion a lot of people are coming to. And then on top of that, the admin's involved as well. No, that's not the conclusion that any of us are coming to. It's completely different. It's actually completely different. So sorry. I apologize for that. Let's keep going here. Thank you for the ice cream once again. Zack Attack Maniac, just like Tricks, the tunnels are Wow. Why'd you have to throw Tricks in there like that, man? No, that's a really good sentence right there. Yeah, solid. I mean, it makes sense. It's perfect. Boost worthy. Coach Wifey, new member, Holy Fire Luna. I love that you watch together, getting educated. Blessings to the truth seekers. Appreciate it. I'm sure they appreciate it, I should say. We got Jesse V royalty. Welcome to the crew. What if they put something in Charlie's cross necklace, and that's why the Bureau was searching for it so hard? That would be something. I don't know what they would put in there. You know, I have no idea what that could possibly be, what that would even look like. You know, transmitter. You know, I have no idea. But that could be why they were looking for it so hard. They're like, oh, we just had to get it to Erica. We just got to get it to Erica. But that could just be an excuse, right? I don't know. Julie, you know what? Actually, you know, when you talk about that, yeah, who knows what was in there? Could it? You know, the question is, like, when you ask that question, could it do the damage that was done? Like, I don't know. I guess depending what was in it. I know it was a thicker cross, but who knows? Who really knows? Just say, Julie, just a little something for you and the family. I don't like to get or I don't like or get to the point. Get the point of debates either. Probably because I don't like arguing unnecessarily, in my opinion. Much love. A lot can happen in a week. CIK, Christ is King. Thank you so much. But yeah, I feel the same way. And a lot of people don't realize their cortisol is spiking. Like it'll spike your cortisol when you're watching a debate. You think you're just like watching it passively. You're in the chemicals that are going off. They're going off in you. You get heated in a debate when you're watching people. And I think there's a part of them, quote unquote, that wants that. They want you to get a little heated. They want you to be in that state, that state. Because it's not a good state to be in. It's a bad state to be in. Cortisol, really bad. Anyway, cortisol spikes, unnecessary cortisol spikes are not good for you at all. They know their audience has built-in ignorance of Candace. Barron scares them because their audience doesn't have built-in distrust. That's true. That is true. That is very true. Good point. Very good point. You know, I'm telling you, he's doing incredible stuff. You know, that's part of it, right? Having worked in TV, do you notice all the 3-3s and 47s they throw around on shows? Of course. House addresses, license plates. I feel like Jim Carrey in 23. Yeah, I do notice that, actually. I notice they'll put it on jerseys. That's what I notice a lot too. When like a kid is in a baseball team or basketball, you'll notice that number on the court if it's not just on the main character themselves. You know, varsity jackets, things of that nature. You'll notice that addresses, like you said, it's all the time. It's constant. You know. So yeah, I do notice it. I sent you the 3-3. Oh, you did? Tagged you? Oh, did you? Thank you so much. I was just kidding when I said nothing came up. There's a bunch of stuff that came up, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I think that's it. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a word in front of King, but it won't let me write. Yeah. By James. Yeah, don't worry. I'll look. Actually, I should write that name down. I have not written that name down. James Shelby. James Shelby Downward or Downard. Let me see here. Denard. I think that's how you say it. Thank you so much. I will definitely look into that. We are Erica Kirk. Thank you so much for prompting me to sing that like that. Really appreciate that, guys. Appreciate all you guys. We have hit the 3-hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. I have to sign off. I have to start getting ready for the member show. Those of you that are part of the members, the Mint Daddy crew, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is where we talk about weirdness. We break away from the investigation. We break away from the Charlie and the Candace and the Barron of it all. I mean, might bring up Barron. Friend of the show, as you guys know. But this is where we just get into some weird stuff. We just start analyzing some stuff. I'm going to see what the wife wants to talk about, what I want to talk about, and then we just start going deep. We just have a great time over there. So I gotta go get ready for that, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. You are truly appreciated. Thank you for listening for so long. Thank you for hitting that like button. If you have not already, please hit that like button. As you guys know, the members For the members, we come on after Candace. So whenever Candace goes on, you're going to see a community post like directly at that time around. And you know, she goes for an hour. We'll be on an hour after Candace, you know, like, so Candace goes, we're on right after. We'll be live. Okay. So please, please, please hit it up. Make sure you come through. We'd love to see you. Love to interact with you. Other than that, I have to get going. Hit that like button on the way out. Ladies and gentlemen, the like button. Hit that like button on the way out. You don't want to be a Blake Neff. You don't want to be a Blake about this. I shouldn't even say Neff because there's multiple Blakes. You don't want to have Blake behavior when it comes to this whole thing. You want to have Baron behavior. Baron's a guy that would hit the like button, you know? Candace is someone that would hit the like button. Just hit that like button before you go. It'd be greatly appreciated.